Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live, and it's a real game week. It didn't feel like it for me, Harry, until maybe like a day ago or something, but it's a real game week we've got on our hands all of a sudden. Almost everything's back. I think it's because of the Scottish winter break. It's probably why I was a wee bit surprised. But we're here for a full-on deadline show. It feels like it's been a bit of a wild crocodile, but we're back. And I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, how we doing?
Doing well, mate. Yeah, buzzing to be involved in an actual game week. It feels like, right? It's been a while. This Christmas period's been interesting. I know you've had some fun with obviously the Celtic boys playing over that period, but a little break for you now. And then we've got a couple of the other leagues back, which is fun. We're still not fully there. We can't call this like we've got everyone back type of deadline stream, but it's like what would you say 75%, maybe 80%?
Yeah.
What are we missing? Like Belgium, Croatia, Scotland,
Austria.
Obviously, then you can go in like obviously February. We'll be looking at MLS. We'll be looking at Asia. So there is a lot to come if we think about it that way. Like in the next say month or so. But yeah, for now, European wise, we're looking pretty stacked.
Especially now, Harry, because everyone's got the lens on of rivals, which is the games we're watching anyway, most of the time. I know we all love a wee Austrian game now and again, or whatever your cards are playing. But the majority of the time, the easiest things to watch on the telly is Champ Euro. And the main thing I think for Sorare players is just there's been very rare opportunities where we can all just get engaged in matches. Me and you have done some rivals watch-alongs on the channel already, and on yours, I'm sure, as well. And it's definitely been next level, and I'm looking forward to that a little bit more. And it is really the full Champ Euro slate that's on this week, really. But we did have that funny midweek situation where we had the Spanish Super Cup going on in Saudi Arabia, like last night or the night before or whatever. So I think Real Madrid are actually... Is it Real Barca this weekend, actually?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So Barca won 2-0 last night. Real won 4-3, I think, the night before.
Yep. That's what it is. I seen it on the fixture list and I thought it was a league match, but of course it's the final of that cup. I thought that's crazy that they're playing in Saudi and then they're straight back in this weekend, but no, I see what it is now. But yeah, amongst that, we've got some January transfers slushing around as well. We're almost halfway through the month, and some of the games and some of the teams will be featuring. I'm sure we're going to see some faces. We've got guys away to AFCON. We've got guys away to Asia Cup as well. So the whole landscape is really busy right now. There's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of surprise DNPs. Hopefully we'll catch on the deadline show as many of them as possible, so none of you guys catch them. All the heroes and legends dropping the fist bumps in. Make sure when you're dropping the fist bump, you're hitting the like button while you're at it as well, guys, because as you know, Sorare own and control the internet. They know who comes here to the deadline show, and they know if you're getting a mystery box, if you're getting a reward or whatever, you want the best RNG luck in town, and you only get that by hitting the like button on the deadline show with me and Harry Boy. So get the fist bumps in, get the likes dropped as well, and let us know, because when I was picking my teams, I deleted them right before the stream, so we'll have a wee bit of deadline drama, right? But I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised at how many teams I could actually get out. So did this game week catch up anyone in the chat by surprise when you put your teams out and went, oh, actually, I've got 5 teams, or I've got 3, or whatever it might be. Let us know all that, and we'll maybe do some of the usual poll action as well. There's no O'Reilly, unfortunately, but we should have some of the other guys that we normally poll against. So, and Padagul, member of FC Barcelona for 19 months. Love to see that on the channel. Thanks very much for your support, buddy. And Harry Boy, any Mr. Midweek for us? Did you get any Super Cup action?
I tried to, so I managed to get all 4 of my own. I own 4 Real Madrid cards. All 4 started. I didn't think Modric would, and he scored like 88. But no, unfortunately, I was 3 points from a 4-man threshold. I captained Vinny over Modric, and obviously that probably cost me in the end. I had Nacho, who conceded 3 goals, obviously, Modric, Vinny, Rodrigo, and frustrating, obviously, because I'd rather be like 50 points away. Nobody wants to be within 5 points of the threshold on the side of not winning it. So frustrating, but I didn't even expect Modric to play. So I can't really complain, mate. What about yourself? Obviously, I guess you had All Black playing.
I had 5 Athletic players, but wow. Depay pulled out at the last minute with some sort of abductor problem or something, so he's out for another 2 weeks or something. Yay! But I had Llorente and Riquelme super rares, so I put the 5 of them into a D3. I forget which one, But I had Savage, mate. I don't know if you see Savage's score.
Yeah, he had like 300 DAs, didn't he?
Mate, triple decisive last man tackles, right?
Ridiculous.
He get credited with an OG at one point, but which was like, it nerfed him for a minute, but it got taken away and given us a goal to whoever scored it.
That's insane.
Oblak got humbled, conceding 5, so
of course, yeah. I was
Really,
5
so-
wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, all the extra time scores kicked in and everything. And unfortunately, when I see Savage killing it, I was like, man, I've got a chance if I fly to get a goal or two in the right direction for me. But sadly, it wasn't to be on this one. So no Mr. Midweek for me or you, Harry Boy. Any Mr. Midweeks in the chat, of course, let's see it. And let's start off where we normally do. Harry Boy, we've got the matchups tab, the biggest and most powerful fixtures in world football this weekend. And this is normally where we see who's going to be the movers and shakers, the big hitters, the heavy hitters on the leaderboard this week. And it's very challenger, isn't it?
Yeah, very challenger heavy, all at home with PSV, Feyenoord, Benfica occupying top 4. Obviously we've got Bayern squeezed in there as well, but PSV fixture looks like, well, it is insane. 88% win percentage, that's 6% higher than anything else, which is just nuts. Obviously we've got 3 dark green win percentages this week. Anything above 80 is normally dark green, and 2 out of 3 obviously challenger, 2 out of 3 are Eredivisie actually, and it's gonna be an interesting week in challenger. I can tell you that.
I find it so bizarre that Bayern are 82% on to beat Hoffenheim.
I know.
But that's not that one-sided a game. Like they probably will beat them, but 82%.
This is what I was saying to Led on the preview stream with Sorare. Like
7th.
I know they score goals. They haven't
7th.
they haven't not scored a goal all year basically in the last
Oh wow.
They at least score one a game type of thing. It feels like recently. So I was just thinking like Kramaric, like surely they nick a goal somewhere. Regardless, it's Bayern at home. We get it, but like I don't know. I do worry a little bit. I can't lie.
It is a strong Bayern team. Looks to be, even with all the Eric Dyer chat and everything else that's been going on with Bayern this January transfer window, they've still got Delict and Upamecano in at centre back. So still looking pretty good there. It's just this whole right back, Conrad Leimer. Obviously, Mazraoui's away. They're trying to sign Mukiele or Sasha Boy as a link today, by the way. And I think Sasha Boy would be a best 11 Bayern defender. Like he wouldn't just be covering Mazraoui; he would be booting Mazraoui out of the team for me. So that's an interesting one to watch. Goretzka, Kimmich in midfield, and I heard an interesting quote when Dyer signed from Tuchel saying that now that we have Dyer, we don't need to play Goretzka in defence again. So I thought, okay, well if that's when he goes into the depth layer to keep Goretzka out at centre back, probably never going to see him.
I was going to say, has Goretzka even played centre back this year?
I got 2 or 3 times, mate. I think maybe in like the Polka Cup or something was one of them. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Coleman, Musiala, Sané, Kane. That feels like goals, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it looks good. Like I can't really sit here and say they're not going to win, but okay, Mickey says Hoffenheim have only won 1 in the last 7, but we're kind of not here saying they're going to win this game, but they do just seem to score goals. Like so I'm hedging that Bayern win this game, but do they get the clean sheets is probably the more interesting question, isn't it? I don't worry about Sane and Coleman and Musiala and Kane getting DAs. It's more are they going to keep them out the other way and get that sort of defensive stack boost with a clean sheet.
Yeah, any points Kimmich can lose, the better. Every goal conceded. And Hoffenheim, for me, are definitely a punches and bunches team. Like Kramaric, if he's in midfield here with Promo, it's just pure counter-attack. This guy, Bayer, by the way, I don't know much about him, but I've seen a lot of links to Liverpool. So if you are watching this game, it's Friday night. If you're catching it, he's maybe one to scout. I think the last player we gave that shout out to was Dragusin, and he's also ended up at Spurs. Yep. So another wee bit of Friday night scouting for the deadline show, perhaps. I forget what his first name is, but begins with M and he's German, so I'm going to say it's Max. Just guess. But yeah, strong Hoffenheim team. Shouldn't be pushovers. And Harry, I think that's a shout. Clean sheet for Bayern is not 82% likely. What is the clean sheet rate? 48%. Yeah, it's definitely...
Feels in line, doesn't it? Like maybe I'd probably have it a little bit low. I'd say like 40 maybe. But
just realised we've kind of patched PSV, so we'll have a look at them. They're at home to Excelsior, and it should be a cricket score, really, on paper.
Yeah, this one is worrying. There was a bit of fitness news this morning. Like Lang was like back, but then he might not be fit to start. I think it was Chucky Lozano's not playing, so it looks like Tillman probably gets the nod at left wing. He actually plays really, really good. I think he came on against Feyenoord a couple of weeks back, in obviously the top of the table clash, and he came on and did really well. I think he set up a goal, maybe got an assist. He just came on and did really well, basically, and I think he's kind of managed to get into Peter Bosch's good books, and the rest of the team looks pretty stable. Till's an interesting one. Like, he's kind of come not from nowhere, but Saibari. I guess Saibari's away with Morocco, I assume. It's kind of why Till's in there. So yeah, I'm not saying it's weakened, but it's not the normal 11, shall we say. That doesn't mean to say they aren't going to go out and win this game. Excelsior love conceding goals. It's kind of what they just seem to enjoy doing, and but they do score goals. Like, they do give their fair share, bit like a Hoffenheim. They won't win many games, but they will. They pack a punch. There's goals in their team. Troy Parrott. It's dangerous from set pieces sometimes, so you never know. But this feels like the clean sheet to sort of 3-0, 2-0, whatever. Basically, I do worry for Excelsior here.
Yeah, I think I'd go along with that one as well, buddy. So yeah, just thought, since we went to Bayern, we actually missed PSV, so let's just catch them. And it's a nice, easy kind of swing around to the second team in the table, Feyenoord, who I feel have been in the top order all season, haven't they? When it comes to the matchup stab, like every week, Feyenoord have Feyenoord have been up there, smashing it, and they're at home to NEC, which I know is a team that you're definitely close to. And there's a few other people out there, I think, that have got a few of these cards. But at home, Feyenoord, they should be. Yeah, is this maybe a bit more of a Bayern situation? Is the clean sheet as nailed?
No, yeah, you're right. I think this is a similar to the Bayern situation in the sense NEC do score goals again, but they do win games. Like, they've turned over AZ, I think it was this, or was it 20? They turned one of them over away, I believe. And I'm not saying they're going to do that here, but I do think that the clean sheet is it is tricky to compared to the PSV one anyway. Even though they're great matchups at home for both teams, NEC definitely pack more of a punch, and are a lot more solid than Excelsior are. So yeah, but Feyenoord at home, there's some wicked players in this team that have really taken over sort of the SO5. Stand-ins, Weaver, Timber have both been unbelievable in that sort of 6 and 8 role. Stengs with he plays on the wing, looks like he's 10 tonight, exceptional. Dilrosen's come back into the side, which is interesting. He played against PSV. I thought he was good. He was kind of one of those sort of wonder kid boys that didn't really make it. I think he's like 25 now and might get a chance back in this side. And yeah, you can expect some massive scores from the defenders, I think, as far as passing stats go. And yeah, I'm going to say a little 3-1 here. I don't think they keep the cleanie. I really don't.
Solid. Again, another challenger team reigning high and supreme. I thought it was going to be a wee bit of international football there, but no, we've got one more domestic before we can get to the African Cup of Nations. But we've got Benfica at home to Rio Ave. Little team not many people probably know of. Anyone who cares, this is a team that Nuno Espirito Santo got his coaching career up and going with. He got to a cup final with them one year. I think they finished 4th or something, maybe 5th. But yeah, not much going for them. They don't have any cards. Benfica at home really should be running them over. Di Maria is in the squad. João Mario is in the squad. Cabral, Rafa Silva. This is a really formidable Benfica team. This should be like 4-0 or something. This should be a solid Benfica win, you would think, eh?
Feel like they've found their groove a little bit, Benfica, over the last couple. I think they had a cup win against Braga maybe, and they won last week. And yeah, it feels like they might have turned the corner a little bit on their season, which has been rather disappointing so far. Obviously, still in the title race. Don't get me wrong, but I think this could be another smasher fixture, like 10-0. Under 23 defenders and Trubins. It's all good news, I think, for this one.
Yeah. João Neves as well, hotly in the transfer window at the moment. A lot of rumours circulating around his future. Maybe not in January, but perhaps the summer. And I say, a lot of stars in this team, a lot of guys that should kill a game like this, really, at this portion of the season, like Benfica, are just to kicking on. So, I think this will be a good one for those guys. Now, I'm wondering if we have play sharper predictions for AFCON. So I'm just going to try and...
Yeah, we do.
I don't actually... Oh, I do see it. Awesome. So the top team we've got here is Côte d'Ivoire, or the Ivory Coast to most of us. And they're... I was going to say at home. They're not at home, obviously. It's a neutral territory, but they're playing Burkina Faso... Guinea-Bissau. And this team has got lots of cards in it. Goalkeeper, full defence, Sangar Kessie midfield looks fun. And then,
literally everyone, isn't it? Bar the CDM, I assume.
Yeah.
Strong team, isn't it? Really strong. I'm actually going to be deploying my Willy Bowley in Cap 240.
There's a clip in there.
If anyone wants to. If anyone fancies it.
Oh, crikey. And Guinea, do we know anyone? I thought this was going to be Naby Keita's team, but I think it must be a different Guinea or something.
Yeah, it is. It is different Guinea.
But Mama Baldi up front.
Don't know many of them, actually.
We've got a bit of alternates here in the right back. But yeah, not much going on. I think let's look at the rest of this group. Yeah, Equatorial Guinea and Guinea, these are the teams that are probably going to be scrapping out for third against Ivory Coast and Nigeria. So yeah, you probably expect that to be a really good one for internationals. And I think like the good thing about internationals is like the guy that runs the team, you know. So like Haller is he's probably a really solid bet. Hell 15-25. That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, especially the midfield as well. Sangar 51, Kessie 34. That's really good option.
100%. The only the odds look great and everything, but like, you know, international football, especially in cup competitions, first opening game, there is like a bit of not doubt, but you know, you find teams are a bit conservative as far as how they're playing, and you know, there won't be any like free flowing football in the first game of these, you know, competitions for the most part. Even though you know the odds are like really, really, large on one side. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. That's class.
The next game we've got Sporting Lisbon, and at the top of the table at the moment, Benfica hotly on their heels, and this looks like Sporting Lisbon are one of those copy paste teams. They're not losing any players, it doesn't look like, to Africa or Asia. And this is basically been the same team. The boy Hulmand, or whatever his name is, has been linked to, I think, Man United this week as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll just have another wee...
Yeah, I've heard he's a good player, to be fair. Yeah, they had a wicked win last week, didn't they? I think it was like a 5-1 or maybe a 4-1. I think Guy Perez had like 4 assists or something. He completely smashed. I know they didn't get the cleanie, but... it looks like Coates is potentially back. So, yeah, back to full strength here. And, it looks like even though they're away, I still think this could be, easy. Not easy, but an easier fixture than most in this league for them.
Yeah, Marita, great catch, of course. That's why Barranca's coming in here to midfield, of course. So, yeah, I think like this is probably one of your good weeks for Sporting Lisbon. Away from home, maybe the defence have a wee bit of work to do, maybe catch a corner or something here or there rather than being at home. But, could be a good one for Lisbon. And then we have, Galatasaray. Now, I think with the Turkish stuff now, right, because there's a lot of transfers going on, I think we're seeing Rada Krunic joining Fenerbahce. I'm always, really interested to see these Turkish teams every week and how they're juggling all their foreign players and their bloody domestic rules that they've got and whatever. So Galatasaray being this high up the list, I think, we don't see them that often. And, be really interested to see what they're doing with their team. So... Mertens, Zaha, and Pete seem to be the guys that come in. Sasha Boy is a Frenchman, and the goalkeeper. So at home to Kayserispor, this looks like a strong enough team, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kayserispor have been struggling, I think, just over the last couple of weeks. Just having a glance at their fixtures and results. I know Galatasaray, isn't it that Atroglu fella, the winger? He got red carded last game, so that's kind of why. Yeah, I think that's why Tete comes in that right wing position maybe, and I think Demirbay scored an own goal or conceded a penalty and scored a goal. He had like a negative and a positive decisive in the same game. So that was kind of interesting. I think they drew actually 1-1. So that man down obviously hurt them. But this does feel like a really good fixture actually, because I'm sure I've been seeing Bilal, the goalkeeper for Kayserispor. He seems to concede like 5 every game recently. I'm not even joking. Like the L5. Yeah, he's been struggling, I think. Well, the team's struggling. So, big, good, very good fixture for Galatasaray.
Yeah, could be a stomper. 2 points behind Fenerbahce, who we mentioned a moment ago, getting a bit busy in the market. And then this is probably one of the teams that a lot of people have nailed in to be one of the favourites for this tournament, of course, which is Senegal. Senegal are I'm not going to say home. I was close to saying it again. But they're playing Gambia. And this team is fully carded. It seems we've got Mendy in goals, full back four, full midfield three, full attack. This is a stack, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one, isn't it? All those Saudi Mendy cards and whatever, they're all coming into play now. Mane and
Koulibaly.
Whoever. Koulibaly as well. Yeah, so yeah, that Ismail Assad L15 of 41 looks quite tasty, doesn't it?
Oh yes, it does.
He's
solid for a 78 or something in a game like that. Habib Diallo loves a penalty. Sadio Mane is the man box, so he'll be on everything. L15 45 for Sadio.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, this is the one I think that could be like a couple to nil, maybe. I don't think Gambia are going to be up to much, to be honest. So yeah, this could be the one. Like Ivory Coast probably win, but I don't think it'll be like a crazy score in any way.
I did hear that about a team. I didn't know it was Gambia specifically, but there is a team that's definitely on the ropes. So maybe investigate that a little bit further. Because if the game doesn't go ahead, then there's no score. Yeah, so we want to avoid that every turn possible. So yeah, Senegal, some cheat codes in there if the game goes on. And then we've got another bit of Friday night action. I think this is Friday night anyway. I might be wrong. But we've got Napoli there at home to Salernitana. No, it's not. It's tomorrow at 2:00. It's just very early in the game week. That's all. But Napoli, with Mazzari back in, trying to do his best, tribute act to the team that won the league last year. And there's maybe starting to be a tiny bit better now, Napoli. They're starting to get some more goals and whatever. Obviously, Osimhen's away now. And having a look at the team, I don't know this guy here, Kajust. He's in 80% to start ahead of Zambo and Guisa, who will be away. And Galini's in goals.
Yeah, I think Merit injured. They haven't scored a goal in 3 games, I believe. Napoli.
Oh, wow!
They lost.
Catch me on that one.
They lost to. I only know that because I have that Giovanni Simeone now, so I'm just waiting on him to get like a transfer of some sort. But they're just not scoring. They're not scoring goals. They're conceding goals. They lost 3-0 to Torino, who are 10th, just below them in the table. They obviously no Osimhen. Obviously, big responsibility on Cravadonna. And yeah, did you see what came out with like him and Osimhen's agents? Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah. The agents try to say that he was going to Saudi, and the agents coming out, Osimhen's telling him to shut up and called him filth and all that. Love it. But yeah, like, since the Frosinone, I was thinking, I must have been thinking around this little bit here. No, maybe not, actually. Those are two bad guys. I don't know why, but I thought that Mazzari got a little bit of a rhythm going, but no, they're absolutely dying on their feet here, aren't they?
Red cards and all sorts. So I don't know. This is one of the ones where I look at it and go, okay, on the surface, it looks like a great matchup, but these players aren't actually doing it in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not happening for them. So I'm not saying it can't happen. It clearly can, but there's definitely doubt there.
I think Laird will be playing as Chuana this week. Try and get his wee goal against Napoli.
The Ren collection.
Yeah, we'll be loving that. Along with Antonio Candreva. You heard it here first. That's maybe the first kind of upsetish one that we've seen, isn't it? Then we come to Fener, so let's go and get Fener fired up. That's maybe bananas. That's maybe a wee bit banana skinny, that one.
I think that one is the Napoli one, to be honest.
They're playing Gaziantep, so their team's on screen now if you want to see it. I don't think there's any players really of note there. Lazar Markovic is a funny name to see still playing football, along with Bodoji, if that's how you say it. So that's a fun team. But Fenerbahce expected to kick their ass. Well, look at Livakovic in goals. Quite a strong back four. Fred in midfield alongside Szymanski. But the front three is where the goals and where the decisives, where the big scores are probably going to happen with Tadic and Dzeko. And Kavice, I'm not too familiar with him, sorry, but he'll be joining them in attack. Really strong team. Yeah,
they had a good win, didn't they? I think they won like 5 or 6-1 last game. They blitzed somebody at home, but I think they rested like Tadic and they rested a couple players. Did you see Tadic missed another penalty, by the way?
I've heard about the penalty misses, but I've not seen them.
That was in the game, like not last game, the game before that, if that makes sense. Again, Fenerbahce seem to be whipping everyone in this league. So right now, regardless of if it's away or not, I still think that they probably get this job done here, don't they?
Yeah, 56 goals scored in 19 games, whilst only conceding 16. That's title winning. That's dominant. Gaziantep, as we find them now, are 14th in the table, conceding 29 over the same 19 matches, registered 10 losses. Very weak Lovely. We've got a nice home and away split on Play Sharper. So
Oh, that's cool.
Gaziantep at home.
Yeah,
They've only won 3 out of 9, conceding 14. Not impervious. And away, wow, Fenerbahce have not lost, only conceding 5 in the meantime. So not a bad away game there.
That'll be a nice little feature we can use, actually, isn't it?
I love it on flash scores when you can do home and away. So it's good to see that this year. I'm all about it. I love a wee home away split on the tables and stuff.
And then Leipzig,
who don't have Timo Werner in their team anymore. So
don't have Timo, no.
No more Timo. I'm not too sure they're that bothered. He wasn't really playing recently. No, so I don't think they're that bothered right now. But Big Ben Sesko's on to start, which is cool, alongside Openda. That midfield 4 is starting to get a wee bit more defined, let's say. Schlager, Seawald, Baumgartner and Siemens. But I think we are going to see a bit of a change, maybe to the Schlager position here, because we've seen Ilmas move very quickly in this window from Napoli to Leipzig, and Ilmas in this Leipzig team, I think, could be like very good AA scorer. And then it's just, let's see how he actually pans out. But I think he'll be coming into the base of this midfield to take over for one of the guys that are perennially injured, whether it's Schlager, whether it's Campbell, whether it's Seawald, whether it's Haidara. They're always somebody who's injured. So Ilmas, I think, when he does come in, watch this space. I think he could make a big difference. To this team, back 4 is really solid. I'm not a fan of the goalkeeper. But Leipzig are at home in this game to Frankfurt, who are also no slumps, very high up on the matchups tab. Kalajic is back in town, so they've got a target man up front to aim for again for the first time in a while. Van de Beek is in on loan from Man United.
Wow.
So this is a fun team. That's a bit different. Hard to say they're going to be dealt with, let's say.
Yeah, I don't know. I never, every time I think of Leipzig, I think goals. But and then I think, well, are they capable of keeping clean sheets? And I'm not too sure. I mean, fair enough that they've only conceded 6 goals at home. Is that right? Yeah.
Correct.
Which feels decent, but I always feel like they concede 1. Like it seems like it's always to 1. It's never really to 0 with Leipzig. Which is an issue. But if you've got Xavi Simons and Opendas and whoever, you're not really worried about how many they concede. In a selfish Sorare sense.
No,
obviously, if you have Blashwoods. Yeah, if you have the goalie and stuff, then clearly you would be. But yeah, I agree with you on the Almas thing. I think Almas will be really interesting at Leipzig. Wicked little player. Just never really had a run of games, has he really? Like at any club to really kick on properly. I'm really excited to see how that goes for him. And again, I think there'll be goals, but I don't see a clean sheet either way at all.
Nah, same. Very high up in the matchups tab. The next one we come to is Lille at home to Lorient. So the Lille team, again, is getting kind of exciting. We're seeing Lenny Yoro linked to the good and the great of European football. Yazici, the title winner, is back in town. So we're hoping for some of the good times to roll back alongside with Cabela, Benjamin Andre, Joe David still in town as well. So a pretty decent Lille team.
Yeah, I love that sort of middle, the front 3 behind David. There's just so much flair in that 3. I think they're all, Cabela's right-footed, I think, but, the other 2 are left-footed. That winger, the Zagrova, however we're going to pronounce it. Have you seen him play?
Yeah, he's tidy.
Oh, mate, he's really good. Like, technically, the things he, like, skill-wise, he's phenomenal. He reminds me of a bit of a Ben Arfa, in a way. But, Yaziki, Cabela, David obviously needs to find his scoring boots again. He must be so frustrated. I do feel sorry for David in a sense. Like he could have left so many times, in a sense that like he's been on like such streaks of goal scoring form, linked everywhere, and never seemed to have gone. And now in the patch where like he hasn't really scored for ages, is obviously January transfer window, and everyone's probably looking at him thinking, well, he's gone a bit cold again, so he might not be worth the risk. But Lorient have some fun players as well. Struggling in the league. Don't get me wrong, big time. Conceded 35 goals, which is mental. That's actually nuts.
2 a game.
2 a game. Is that the most in the league? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Great call.
So, this is again, as somebody who plays under 23, I'm worried about the clean sheet here. They've not won a game, have they?
No, not won a game away. Scored 7 in 8 away matches this season.
Wow.
Less than a goal a game.
That's nuts, that is. So, like, French league has only played 8 games. Oh, that's away. Yeah, I was going to say I was confused then. I thought that was the full fixtures. Okay, yeah, this is a 10-0 for me. I don't know how many goals Lille are going to score, but I can't see how this isn't a 10-0 game, if that makes sense.
Feels like a 1-0, but because Lille love to disappoint Sorare managers.
Yeah, they do, don't
2
they?
decisives. Maybe only 1 decisive. Maybe even it's an OG.
David doesn't get anywhere near it. Literally, it'll be Lenny Yoro or something, like header from a corner.
Like Zagova will win a penalty. David will miss the penalty, but he'll like hit the woodwork, and then the ball will hit off the back of the goalkeeper.
And it's not his goal.
And then it's an OG. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be something like that. No penalty won and da-da-da. Everything else will be blood on the dance floor and all that good stuff. But yeah. Oh, Liga MX. I was listening to a wee bit of Sorare After Dark this morning, and they were giving me Liga MX preview. So feel free to check that out if you're into some good laughs, certainly. Anyway, Monterrey are at home to Puebla, if that's how you say it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, MX is
we had more cards for Monterrey than we do. Sorry, since they were so high, but there's none there, and there's no cards for Puebla, so we'll skip past that one. Yeah. Southampton Chef, that'll be good.
This is the big anomaly in second division, and obviously you could play those players anywhere, but in that specific division or region, yeah, Chef Wednesday 23rd in the league. Southampton obviously, on an amazing sort of run of form, looking to close in on that second position. And yeah, this could be one where we could see some massive scores on paper. I really do think so.
7 goals scored in 13 away matches for Chef Weds. That's 0.5 goals a game average away from town. And at home I think 15 conceded in the championship isn't that bad, but they are a top team, and there is teams that have 10 and 7. So maybe the defence. Bazunu needs to tighten his gloves a bit. Needs to strap him a bit tighter.
I would say that's a bit of not a false sort of stat in that sense, but like that happened like a lot at the start of the season, if that makes sense. There was like 3s and 2s and 4s going in, like it was a bit stupid. But like over the last like 10 games, I don't think they've had so many clean sheets recently. Like being a Bazunu holder, like it's been quite a revelation in that sense. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't think it would take this long. But it's we're here now. So I
was looking at Harvard Bellis' scores the other day. He's been killing.
He's like actually killing. Yeah, he's changed.
Like little championship Van Dijk, isn't he?
Isn't he? Like genuinely, before he came in, that was when they had all the troubles. Like as soon as he's come in, it took maybe 3 games, maybe max. And since then, like they've literally kept clean sheet after clean sheet, it feels like. So yeah, he's been a big part of that. Yeah.
That'll be a good one, I think, for Sorare holders. And then we have Atalanta and Frosinone. So Frosinone have been kind of flattering to deceive. They kind of climbed the table quite high, quite quick. They've got a few wonder kids on their books, but the results over the last week or last couple of weeks have been a bit meh. They've fallen down the table, down to 15th. And Atalanta, beg your pardon, in 6th. Now, as we know, as things stand at the moment, the top 5 in Serie A get Champions League football next year. The way the coefficients currently stand, and how the competitions shake out this year might wiggle it ever so slightly. But they're in 6th at the moment. Bologna in 5th. So Atalanta should have maximum motivation, and we're getting the re-emergence of CDK and King Coop, aren't we? It's some Sorare gold in this team.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, they're kind of creeping back in, aren't they, on the radars of certain managers and stuff. There's some half decent L15s and stuff flying about in certain game weeks. Coops and, like you said, De Ketelaere had a little spell. It's still not quite there, but I do think there's definitely goals in this game. I think, like serious goals.
Yeah, Musso on an L15 of 42 for the cat mods. Scalvini, the wonder kid, L15 46.
Yeah, there's some decent picks. Nothing crazy, but there's definitely a few interesting ones in there that you could get behind.
Kyle Jorge looked to start up front. The Brazilian wonder kid at Juventus.
Yeah,
Skula, the Argentinian wonder kid. Unfortunately, no cards, but he's on to play. And
I remember Haruri. The 10 there. He was at like Sparta, Rotterdam, I think.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah,
I remember him, the Dutch youth guy.
A few years back, yeah.
Oh yeah, right enough. I forgot all about him.
Yeah, so did I, to be fair.
So that could be a fun one. Atalanta at home, since we're doing a wee bit of that. Only 7 conceded in 9 games while scoring 17. That's a good for a 2-0 or a 2-1, isn't it? And Frosinone away from home are, bottom. Not won a game. Scored 8 out of 9 games and conceded 19 over the same 9 games. So Frosinone, the worst team away in the division. That's a nice omen, I think, if you've got any of these guys in your team this week, Harry, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to fancy your players to outperform their L15s if you're an Atalanta player, sorry. But yeah, I still think they concede though. I still think they slip up somewhere.
They're very attacking, so it's definitely not off the cards. And then a very fun Sorare international team we've got here. Nigeria at home to Equatorial Guinea. And we've not quite got the full team, right? But Osimhen and Ian Acho up front just looks like a lot of fun to me. When the midfield behind them is Iwobi, Chukwueze, and Moses Simon. Just wingers.
Just wingers everywhere. Yes, this is a good team. Really good team.
One midfielder. Yeah.
One midfielder that's not really a midfielder, kind of, but a reaper. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to fancy him to go out and win this game. But like I said, I just don't know. But tournament football just worries me sometimes. It's never as fruitful as as you kind of want it to be.
Got some players in the opposition. I don't know if any of them are anyway decent or if they'll score well, but L15 goalkeeper, Jesus Owono, they don't concede 3. L15 0 looks like a lot of fun, depending on where you're playing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Ian Acho and Osimhen. That could be front. And then Lookman's on the bench hovering around as well. So I think this could be like this could be a high scoring one, because Ian Acho and Osimhen, they're both guys that are just tap in junkies. And if you've got wingers running all over the place, putting balls in, could be good.
Could be good.
And then Inter, normally way higher on this list, especially by comparison to some of the Italian teams we've looked at, away to Monza. I'm quite surprised how far down this list Inter are, especially looking at those matchup indicators there of what we expect their goalkeeper and all the rest of it to score. But let's have a look at Monza. Team doesn't look too bad. It's not the best it's been recently. But Inter Milan, cooking still. Really strong team there, front to back. Don't see any weak links there at all, really.
Not really, no. Yeah, I'm quite surprised. What is it, 64% win? Yeah, okay. I get it. They're away from home, but I still think, you could expect Inter to probably do the business here, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think they're really solid for it. It'll be 3-4-3 against 3-4-3 sort of technically, or however you want to think of it as 3-5-2. But yeah, this is full strength. Like, let's see the standings. Yeah, Inter top by 2 points. I think Juventus, we've not seen them yet. Where's their fixture? Who are Juventus playing? Oh, are they not playing? Or can I not see them? Am I losing my mind?
No, they're not playing.
So yeah, put the pressure on them, get the distance away. This is a big game for Inter, I suppose, and if they've not got midweek football to deal with for now, just go get the points, do the damage. Mkhitaryan, Calhanoglu, Barella. I don't think it's been that often those three have played together this season.
Probably not, no.
But injuries and stuff,
not. Yeah. And then City.
Ooh. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, we've got news today. Joe Linton's out till March. Another kind of fitness injury blow to Newcastle coming into this game. And there's also, like, Eddie Howe's quotes now is like, we can't even loan players. Like, I read that quote earlier today. We can't loan people. That's how tight they're trying to say their FFP regulations are or whatever, which is like, whatever, fine. But so the subsequent chat is Isak or Bruno might be forced to be sold so they can buy 3 players with the proceeds and strengthen their squad or something, which I think is just crazy. But it's paper talk that's going around, and who knows how it'll actually all shake out. But this has got to be this is a huge test for the Geordies, I think, welcoming the treble holders to town. Good to see Botman back in, L15-36. If it does get kept under 3 goals, he'll probably score very well alongside the rest of the defence here, really. But big fan of Miley. Not as big a fan of Longstaff, and along with Bruno, I'm not sure that midfield 3 is going to be... Let's see how it shakes out. But Gordon, Isak and Almiron's a good front 3 on the counter-attack. There can be that sucker punch element in this game because City are going to want the possession. They're going to want to stretch the pitch. They're going to want to camp Newcastle in, and they're probably going to be quite happy to do that and just break, with Almiron and Gordon and just go for it. To combat that, City will be showing up with Ake, Guardiola, Diaz and Walker in defence with sweeper-keeper Ederson, obviously. And again, I'm going to say the same thing. I don't think this midfield's played together that often this year. Rodri, Bernardo and Foden, I think could be quite fun. Doku on the wing, along with Grealish.
Yeah, I've not seen that so far, have we, this season? Like Doku
No.
and Grealish. Or very rarely, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It's a
Haaland's
weird
still
one.
basically out, so Alvarez is the centre forward. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird to see them both, isn't it?
be Bernardo and Foden occupying like the 2 sort of 8 positions, and then Rodri sort of as the anchor, Doku, Grealish really wide, and then Alvarez sort of buzzing across that, like number 9 role. It's interesting, like you said, Newcastle are in an interesting position at home. Like they'll obviously want to get the fans behind them because they're going to need everything they can sort of come up with to get a result here. I watched this basically the exact Newcastle team play against Liverpool, and I mean they were dangerous, but outside of like Bruno, Gordon, and obviously you could argue Isak, but apart from his goal, he didn't really do much for me. Like the team just wasn't at it. To be fair, Trippier didn't play. But obviously this is Liverpool, at Anfield. It's obviously a lot different than playing at home. But, City is who you're playing against. So, yeah, there's going to be big pressure on Eddie Howe. And, well, there is. So, yeah, I worry for Newcastle here. I really do.
Yeah. And this is like all the vibes coming out of City now is like we're going for everything. That's us. We've kind of reset ourselves. We've kind of won the Club World Cup. Now it's back to business. We know what's capable and we know what we can do and yada yada, all the rest of it. So I think Akanji's basically confirmed out for this game as well as Haaland. It's just the final kind of wee thing to say about this before we leave it. We've not done Spurs Man United yet, and we will, of course, before we round off the matchups tab. I don't know where we'll stop actually on this tab here. Is Monaco, Reims? How far? Where are we? Dortmund, Leverkusen. Where do we want to stop on this tab? Yeah, Leeds, Besiktas.
Yeah, Leeds maybe. Leeds, Cardiff. Ajax.
Leeds, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Leeds, Cardiff. Then we'll look at Ajax, and then we'll do Man United, Tottenham.
Come on then.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the next one we have up there is Dortmund. Now, this was a fixture that jumped out to me big time because Dortmund, I've got Jadon Sancho back in town. I'm really excited to see how that is all going to shake out. I don't think he walks into the team. I don't think he's been playing football anywhere recently enough. I think Dortmund will have him back in the lab, getting trained and getting back up to fitness for probably another 2 or 3 weeks before we see him make a bench. But very excited to watch how Borussia Dortmund season kind of kicks on. This starting 11 is really strong, and they're playing Darmstadt, who are bottom of the table. So this could be good. This could be a classic Dortmund day.
Probably, yeah. Funny enough, I found myself watching a Dortmund versus Standard Liège live stream midweek. They had a friendly game in Spain, maybe, or something. And yeah, I think Liège might have beaten them, to be fair, but it was obviously just a friendly. And yeah, Dortmund are looking good, though. Regardless of that, they're playing, like you said, one of the worst teams in the league, albeit away. This is like Brandt's 100 territory. Fulkrig, maybe a goal or two, or probably a goal or two. Hummels, Sule with some big passing scores. Interesting one though. Schlotterbeck in that game as well, and on this matchups tab, it looks like he's going to be playing left back. Is kind of
could be amazing.
Yeah, it could be.
Schlotterbeck's stats are like, see, when Schlotterbeck smashes, he's get passing stats through the nose.
His left foot's ridiculous. Like he's very similar to Guardiola in that sense. Like his passing abilities, he's maybe not as physical, but very similar profiles, I would say, in that sense, positionally and whatever. And it could work out good for him. You obviously have to worry about, there's a give and take with everything. If he's playing that side, then, he might lose more possession, but he might end up getting, those longer balls and the final third passes as well. So, it can go both ways. Be interesting to see how this one pans out for sure.
Show Shix with the intel there as well.
Yeah.
KDV confirmed ready to play. I think I've seen him in a cup game or something as well. People are mentioning De Bruyne alongside the City game there. Just catching up for anything else in the chat I might have missed. But yeah, so that's Dortmund. High scoring game is to be expected. Lots of decisives. And I think the same can be said probably for Leverkusen, who are away to Augsburg, who have not been doing overly great. I think they've kind of done a little bit better recently rather than at the beginning of the season. Yeah, they're out the bottom 3. They're into 11th now. 4 wins in 16 matches. Have not been that great. Bit of just an average Bundesliga team this year, aren't they? There's nothing really going on there. And Leverkusen has been all pushing for the title with Xabi Alonso. Now, the table is super tight. Bayern Munich by game in hand, which they'll play, I don't know when actually, I was going to say Friday, but of course then Leverkusen will play on the Saturday or whatever. But yeah, when they catch up with their game in hand, there's only 1 point in it. and they've still to play each other once more this season. Leverkusen have done really good so far this year to rotate their midweeks very effectively against quite a weak group. That won't last. And now, as well, Boniface is out until March. Now, they did expect to lose Boniface to AFCON, which is like a month or something. But losing him until the end of March or something is a total different kettle of fish. So they need to just go now, like as if this is the team that's playing for the rest of the season. Patrick Schick looks to be the man that's going to start here. I seen Holzik scored recently from the bench. I thought he might have got a nod. But I know internally they do rate Patrick Schick very highly. And he's been quite an effective finisher for Leverkusen. Do we think Schick can be Boniface, Harry?
No, I don't think so. This is like a, Schick 2 years ago, maybe, because it was remember the Euros and he scored that goal against Scotland. And sorry to bring that up, but
Cheers, mate.
that was when I had my super rare Patrick Schick. That was my prime on Sorare. That was. I was a big Patrick Schick sort of fan, I guess, back then. He was on fire. But yeah, struggled with injuries. It's been a weird sort of 2 years for him. Like he's literally feels like he hasn't played a game for a long, long time. So I hope he can kind of find his form again, because he is a really good finisher if he can get going. But yeah, no, he's not Boniface, is he? It's going to be hard to come in straight away and replicate or to do anything of that sort of vein. But yeah, he'll still be a pivotal point up there for them. Big, strong, can move, and yeah, he's a good finisher as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's a way, but again, yeah, Leverkusen really need to win this one. So I do think they will. I can't really. It's hard to put a score on it, to be honest, but I do think they end up winning this game. Yeah.
Schick injured has been put in here or something. I don't know if that has been updated or whatever. That's not true. Why are you saying that? Go away, troll. Okay, cool. That's just a troll. Ignore that. But the other thing that probably doesn't really make the headlines here, of course, is Tapsoba and Kosunu Odilon are away. And the back three is totally different now. We've now got Hincapié coming in, who a lot of people think Hincapié is quality anyway. Probably doesn't reduce the level of the team. But Stanisic, the backup right back coming in, and right centre back, is a bit of a difference in Tapsoba or Odilon. So maybe Osberg can get a goal or two in this game, like you say. It might not be plain sailing for Leverkusen, but you've got to think that they're in the driver's seat. They've got to be less turning their mind out right now and just win this weekend, every weekend. Just focus on beating these guys and just move on.
100%. Yeah, it'll be tough. Basically three starters out of that 11, really, isn't it? They're out, so it's a big portion of a team.
Yeah. Talking about starters being out, Chelsea, always somebody injured, never everyone fit. And it looks like, what's the team this week? So we've got Petrovic in goals. Disasi, Gusto, Colwell and Thiago Silva. That back four's made a few appearances now, I think, hasn't it? Midfield of Enzo, Caicedo and Palmer starting to get some plaudits. Sterling, Madueke and Armando Broja linked to, or suspected to start this one. So now, every time I think we see Fulham, Harry, we're always saying, this is actually a better game for Fulham. And I think Fulham have been killing it, haven't they?
They have.
Fulham are in good form.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost a couple players. It will be, trying to think.
Bassi.
So yeah, there is a couple of who was playing. Castagna, yeah, to be fair, has been playing right back. So yeah, they've lost a couple. But yeah, Chelsea, man, did you see they lost to Middlesbrough? It was literally Middlesbrough, like basically second team as well. Like they didn't really have all their guns playing at all, and they lost 1-0 at home. Well, yeah, away obviously for Chelsea, but Cole Palmer missed like 3 open goals, and it was just incredible. And man, yeah, like you said, this is probably a better game for Fulham, isn't it? Because no pressure, they're away from home.
West London derby.
Yeah, like this could be really, really tough for Pochettino.
Wow, look at Newcastle's away form.
Wow, yeah, that's tough. That's real bad, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Chelsea at home, mid-table, bang average.
I think this will be tough for Chelsea. Really, I really, really do.
Yeah, they'll be up for it, man. All these guys will be right up for it. I think this is a good game for Fulham again. I think we say that all the time.
Genuinely.
Marseille, Strasbourg. This could be fun. So the French league. Let's have a look at the table real quickly. Where are Marseille? Yeah, man. Like, I don't think France comes in. I was thinking about the whole top 5 thing. I forget what leagues it is. I think it's Spain, Italy. don't know if it's 3 leagues or 2 that get that extra spot. So I was just looking at this for a second there. But yeah, Marseille, it's quite a competitive top order in this division now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Points are quite tight, minus PSG.
Yeah, Brest have kind of shocked a few. Nice, I guess, is the interesting one up there. Monaco, yeah, it's quite evenly sort of distributed, isn't it? Beyond, or under PSG, sorry. So, yeah, it's a good fixture, this one, I think. I think this one could be quite sneaky for your Aubameyangs and, yeah, Veritouds, some decent players.
Another one that could be quite sneaky, by the way, another thing I read this morning, Jonathan Klaus has been offered to Bayern Munich in their pursuit for a right back. So
yeah,
so like if they don't have the money for Bowie or they don't get Mukiele, like he would be a weapon. He would be a weapon at Bayern.
He's basically like the right-footed, like Grimaldo type of, isn't he? Like he's very sort of attacking, wicked right foot, wicked delivery. He's quick, not big, but you know he can travel.
Do the job, man.
Yeah, he'd be good.
So watch out for that one. And then Strasbourg, the Chelsea subsidiary team that they now are, and Angelo, if that's how we say his name, he's on to start. So if any are watching this game, keep an eye out on him. He's on loan from Chelsea, I'm sure it is. Brazilian wonder kid and all the rest of it. But yeah, nothing else really jumps out on this game. Strasbourg themselves, for the appealing opponent, another 9th, so a bit of an average game for them.
Yeah, cool. I don't think... Yeah, it should be quite even.
Pardon me. Oviedo in La Liga 2, they're at home to Amore Bieta, who are always getting stuffed every week. So maybe this is going to be a good one for the Oviedo boys. If you get any Oviedo cards, the team is on screen for you now. And if you have the misfortune of having any Amor Bieta cards, the lineup's on the screen for you there. Unlucky bud.
The goalkeeper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep end. So yeah, where are they? Second bottom, 31 conceded in 21 matches. It's not good reading for them. Oviedo but only 10th, so they're not like a high-flying team in the league, but
no,
they're there, and their teams they've been on screen for you. And then we've got Betis. Where are Betis? They're at home to Granada, Sam Ty's team. So Betis have actually been kind of crap this year. They've not been doing as well as you would think they have been. Like, let's see the table. 7th. Yeah, they really have fallen off. They were in amongst the top 4 a bit stronger. And even Europa League, they were dropping points and stuff. They've not really been a complete team. But they do have a nice team when you look at them. This Dial guy is really exciting. They've got just a few really exciting wingers here, but the team it's a striker. They need a guy that's a killer. They need an absolute predator up front. So maybe Granada don't concede that much, but I think it's a reasonable expectation that maybe Betis do get the positive result here. But Granada are no pushovers. I get a message maybe about once every 2 weeks now from Sam Ty whenever Gonzalo Villar has scored more than 42 points or something, and
he loves it, doesn't he?
He's living his best life, yeah. So now that we're talking about them, I've just got this nasty feeling I'm going to get a picture of Villar 72 or something at some point this game week. So I'm trying not to get words that I don't want to eat. So any thoughts or feelings on this one, Harry?
No, I think, Bear's a weird one, isn't it? Apart from Isco, I've not really, I couldn't really tell you, okay, Mark Roca, to be fair, because of you and, your exposure to him. But, other than that, I don't really hear too much about, Betis and what they're kind of doing. I know Isco's had a bit of a comeback year, which is obviously amazing for him. Pitowski's just signed for Granada, yeah. So that'll be...
it's just a wee glitch. It's just a wee...
is it?
Yeah, between, I don't know who else is playing centre-back.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's supposed to be playing for Granada. Yeah. That's weird. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well,
maybe I'll do this. It'll fix it. Oh, there we go. It fixes. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Granada actually didn't they win a game last week? I swear they won. They won 2-1 or something.
Yeah, I think ever since Brian Zaragoza's been getting the headlines, he's been up a wee level and they've been getting some results. They are not rooted to the bottom anymore. They got a couple of wins on the board, trying to catch Cadiz, Celta Vigo, Seville. That'll be difficult to catch, but yeah, Granada trying to climb out. Betis trying to climb up.
It'd be tough. Yeah, I think Betis win that game, to be honest. But yeah, maybe Isco's the only. Maybe Isco and Roca are probably the two, isn't they? As far as SO5 go, maybe that you'd fancy. I assume they're missing a couple from AFCON and stuff, but
yeah, we've seen a few defenders of theirs, a right back and somebody else. I've seen in a Betis shirt in one of those predicted 11s.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see this game on the order as well at this stage before we get to the cut-off point. Fiorentina at home to Udinese. Both teams have been quite punchy this year. There are no mugs. They can give anyone a game, it feels like. The Fiorentina team is on screen. We still have no Nico Gonzalez in town. But midfield has got good players in it. The attack, and who's the other guy? Kwame. He's away to AFCON.
Christian Kwame, yeah.
So maybe the attack is a wee bit, blunted. No, blunted. Who knows?
Like blunt with ED on the end, yeah. Yeah, blunted.
That doesn't.
I think it works.
Perhaps. Yeah. Udinese. This is the team they'll be expected to play. Talking points on this, probably not really.
Okoye is probably the only talking point in the sense that, he's kind of come out of nowhere and he's still in apparently, yeah. So it feels like ever since he's gone back in, they've started having positive results. So I'm not going to say it was all down to him, but something's definitely changed over the last couple. Even Sam Ty's Wallace has scored goals recently, which he's normally.
Oh, did he send you pictures of Wallace? Is that what he does?
Of course he does. Yeah,
he sends you pictures of Wallace. He sends me pictures of Villar.
I get the Wallace pics. You get the Villars. Yeah, that's how it goes.
So this game's a funny one. 5 o'clock on the 14th. I think that's the Sunday. Fiorentina sitting in 4th at the moment. That does surprise me how high they are. 1 point ahead of the famed Bologna. Udinese in 16th at the moment.
Obviously. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe no Nico Gonzalez is probably a big miss, isn't it? But I don't know. Yeah, it could be quite evenly matched in a weird way, even though the odds obviously, swaying towards Fiorentina. Udinese have been decent last couple, so we'll see.
I'm going to peek at that Cremonese game in case there's a card. I don't think there is. Oh, well, there is some cards. Let's put them on screen. So Cremonese, they are at home to someone. Here's a Cremonese team, if you have any Cremonese cards, in Serie B in Italy. And they're playing Cosenza. No team for them. But the game after that we have is Pumas. So do we have Pumas? They are at home to Juarez. We've got some guys. Let's have a look. So this is the Pumas team to play Juarez. 1 hour to deadline. Don't really know any of these guys. Quispe, I know.
Yeah, Quispe moved from the Peruvian league, didn't he, I think?
Is this the Salvio that used to play for Benfica?
Let me see. Oh, I don't know. It could be.
If it is, if his name's Eduardo. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember his name was, but it was a Salvio that played for Benfica and he used to be rapid on FIFA.
Yeah, well, his name is Eduardo Salvio, to be fair. So he's 31. Well, I say 31. Yeah,
it could be him.
Probably.
That's cool. Own your cards for life, guys. Own your cards for life. And here we go. We've got a wee bit of tight, top of the table action in La Liga. Now, Real Madrid, Barca not playing this week, so maybe a wee bit of a mental advantage to be gained from Girona this week. They are level on points at the halfway point of the season with Real Madrid. They'll play a game in hand now, and as long as they get the points, they'll go points ahead, maybe put the pressure on them. Away from home, Girona, second best team in the league. They're yet to lose away from home. 21 goals scored, 11 conceded in 9 matches. They're never dull to watch, but Almeria got some guys that score some points. They're not absolute pushovers, and they are fighting for their life at the bottom of the table. Their team is on screen now. There's a few players that some of you might have some interest in. Ramazani's at 50%. And other guys are behind him, as you see there. And Girona, which I'm the most excited about, we've got Savio, Dovbyk, and Saganikov returns up front. So this is kind of what you want to see for Girona. Back 4, Gutierrez, Blind, Wanpe coming in with all the injuries that have happened, and Juan Couto at right back. And in the midfield of Aliesh, Garcia, Ivan Martin, and Pablo Torre. Maybe Yangel comes back. That's fun. We'll watch out for that. Mm-hmm. But I'm really excited. Girona should be scoring 2 or 3 in this one.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Savio performance this week. But yeah, like you said, Tuscanov coming back, and
Almeria bottom.
Yeah, Almeria struggling big time. Not won a game all season. Oh,
sorry, that's it. Yeah, they've not won a game all season. Home or away.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So let's not jinx it. But conceded 43 in 19 games. It's got to be one of the highest in Europe, I think we've seen.
Mm-hmm. I'm quite surprised this fixture is actually this far down. I know it's away, but would you say this should probably be a bit higher?
I think so, especially looking at the standings on. I say Almeria, but will Almeria concede 3 in this game is probably the main question.
Probably.
I don't think they'll score. I don't think they can score more than 1.
No.
But can Girona get 3 or more? I think is the question of how good this game is, SO5 wise.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
So I'm quite excited for all the cards I've got, and I think really all the cards in this game have some ability to pop off. if Gazzaniga can keep a clean sheet, he'll probably do 100. But yeah, should be a good one. Girona. And we'll do Lazio, Monaco, Besiktas, Leeds, and then the big Premier League game. So we have, first of all, there Lazio. So we're going to Serie A. Lazio have been a bit of a funny team. Spent quite a lot of money in the summer. We're in the Champions League this year. Currently find themselves 7th in the table. Very nondescript season. And wow, looking at the predicted lineup here. Immobile is injured. Tati looks to be dropped.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here because I don't think. Yeah, Felipe Anderson didn't start last game. Came off the bench. I think he got a goal maybe or something. Same for maybe Isaacson. So I don't know. Maybe they're going with the players who kind of came off and did a bit. But yeah, I'm not completely sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? They've been using it. Sarri does a lot of these robotic substitutes, half-time, 60 minutes. So Lazio players have really suffered this year for 90 minutes, and then when they don't get decisives and stuff, like their scores have been really, really bad. Lecce, who we've spoken about a few times with your Strafeza, and they've had one or two other players in their squad that I think are quite notable, but this could be a banana skin game.
Potentially, yeah. Lecce, a weirder way. They can definitely nick something from a game like this, especially where Lazio are.
Remy Odin, that's who it is.
Remy Odin, yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, this could be a bit of a banana skin as well, I think.
5 draws away from home is probably the banana skin they've got in them, I guess, isn't it? Get a wee draw away at the Olympico. Only 13 conceded in 9 games, which for a team that's at the bottom of the table, there's just no goals in their matches, it would seem. Lazio at home scored 11 in 9 games. That's pretty pathetic, isn't it, for a top team?
Yeah, big time. Big time. And Mobile's obviously not playing and whatever, so yeah, he's obviously their goal threat most of the time. And yeah, if he's not playing, I don't know what really happens there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We've got Monaco, Reims, and Reims have not been pulling up trees this year, but they pulled up some trees last year. Monaco, as we've seen earlier, quite high in the table. And what I love about this Monaco team is like its goal scorers in attack. Ben Yedder and Balogun are absolute threats in the box. And it's just about, where they're going to create from there. I'm not too familiar with Monaco this season, but looking at this back 5, much change. January signing Kerreher's coming in. Obviously, we know about some injuries and stuff they've had this year, but it's a bit of a, pretty strong Monaco team.
Yeah, no, what's his name? Is it Singo?
Singo. I knew there's somebody else missing. Singo.
I think he's away at AFCON. I'm a bit gutted. I sold my Tilo Kerher not too long ago. I won him as a tier 5, and obviously, I didn't. I kind of knew he probably would end up moving. To be fair, he didn't even go for much more than what I sold him for, so I can't really be too annoyed. Well, I guess he did actually.
But he could score pretty good in that team.
Yeah, he could. He could be a decent scorer. Very low L15 as well. Very, very low.
Teddy Tuema in the opposition in midfield. Darame, obviously Copenhagen legend last year in attack. Juvan Diouf, the under-23 legend goalkeeper. And Fockett, everyone's favourite right back.
Yeah, this could be tough for Diouf, who's, like you said, really good last year.
Could be for sure. Monaco in 3rd. Reims at the moment 8th. No pushovers, but
yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
And then we go back to Turkey to complete the big 3. So Besiktas are at home to Fatih Karagümrük, I think that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are Besiktas? Yeah, there we go.
Viviano's old team, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. So they're currently 4th at the moment, 4 points behind Trabzonspor. So Besiktas really need to get their finger out if they're going to break top 3 again. And this team does look kind of crap, doesn't it?
Doesn't look great. Rashika's been scoring pretty well. I know his L15. I'm pretty sure he scored a couple of games ago.
Nice.
Tosin, Gedson. I mean, yeah, it's no Galatasaray or Fener, is it? If we're talking names and stuff as far as where they've played previously, but yeah, I don't know. They probably end up winning, don't they? But I don't know. It doesn't feel like they've got any sort of star names that you could sort of attach yourself to SO5 wise.
Nah, I'm with you there. And the Fatty team, if you want to see it, is on screen now. Do we know any of them? I don't think so. Lasagna up front.
Yeah, Big Kevin. He scored last game, actually, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
And then we'll go Leeds before we get back to the games we'll be watching and stuff. So we've got Leeds in the Championship. Not too sure where they are in the league, but they've been doing pretty well. They're away to your boys, Harry boy.
They are tomorrow. I could actually go and watch, to be fair, because I'm playing tonight instead of Saturday. So potentially, I might go watch this game. I still think it's a good matchup for Leeds, albeit away to us. We've been Cardiff have been off the boil a little bit recently. Couple of Swansea boys in here, Dan James, Joe Rodon, so they'll be right up for it.
I was going to say a wee bit of the Welsh in here in defence.
Yeah, well, Ampadu's a fake Welsh, but we can.
You can't say that when he's wearing the shirt in the picture, mate. Come on.
I mean, when he wasn't born here, I can say that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but Joe Rodon obviously and Dan James. Rodon's Swansea through and through, so they'll be right up for it. I don't see us getting a positive result, to be honest. I think Leeds will beat us.
Not a bad home record for you. 6-2 and 5.
No, we are solid. We are solid, or have been solid, but last couple haven't looked as good. Mikey Baston says, "Screw Cardiff." I'm not a big Cardiff fan, I'll be honest. So we can screw them all you like. Also, Cardiff might be random one. They might be getting the right back from Yokohama Marinos. His name's like Tosondo or something.
Oh yeah.
Who's
he going to?
Well, he's basically Cardiff is signing him, but he's getting loaned to Kortrijk. Cardiff and Kortrijk have a weird connection because they have Shea Ojo and Isaac Davis on loan there now. So it's something to do with an agent that's involved in both. But yeah, I saw yesterday that they're looking to sign him, to be fair. And we've only ever had one Japanese player before him. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
I thought you would have signed someone. You got that owner from wherever he was, from Malaysia or something.
He's still our owner. Yeah, he's still the owner.
Was he still the owner?
Yeah, Vincent Tan.
Oh yeah, Big Tan, of course.
Malaysia, yeah.
Fair enough.
When is Ramsey fit? I've heard late January. To be fair, so yeah, don't bookmark it, too sort of bluntly, but I definitely think he could. He is sort of due to be back relatively soon.
And then the match that was requested earlier, probably it's the Super Sunday game, the 4:30 kickoff. Man United at home to Tottenham, and this is going to be. I'm really excited for this game. I was really excited to see Ange v Man United earlier this season. I'm sure it's already happened, hasn't it? Yeah, everyone's played each other, and so it was a good game last time, and I'm looking forward to it this time around as well. Looking at the Man United team, they're going to be playing Rashford up front. They're going to be playing Mainu in midfield with McTominay, Johnny Evans into play alongside Varane. It's a typical kind of Man United team. The Tottenham team, but a lot of change. Obviously, Son's away to Asia Cup. Dragusin, the new signing, is going to come in alongside the returning Van de Ven. Midfield kind of picks itself with who's available. Højbjerg getting a rare start alongside Bentancur. But a front three of Werner, Richarlison, and your man Brennan. Looks like might be in for making some headlines.
Bit of pace up there, barring Richarlison. Timo and Brennan got pace to burn, to be fair. So it'll be interesting. Dragusin and Van de Ven haven't played together. Van de Ven hasn't played a game of football for a while, I don't think. So that is an interesting one. No Ben Davis there, but left centre back, and I don't know. There's obviously big pressure coming straight in and playing if you're Dragusin, and then Bentancur hasn't played for a while either. I think he sort of relapsed injury-wise or had another injury. It's a weird team. Kulusevski didn't play last game, suspended. Timo's coming new. So this is like a weird Tottenham team. But this feels like the type of team that just goes to United and wins, doesn't it? Because they shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? All the odds are against them as far as I know United aren't great right now, but going to Old Trafford, completely new team. Tottenham, loads of injuries, new signings, this, that, and the other. No Son. It just feels like they'll turn up and score too early on, and United are chasing the game all game, and everyone's going crazy. I could just see it now. I'm sorry, United fans. MU player in the chat, he said he's time to mute the stream.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, but I don't know. It's just hard to get behind him, man. It's so hard.
Yeah. It's just been an absolute car crash for me whenever we do look at them, to be honest with you. But Onana's still in town. No away to African Cup of Nations, just as a wee kind of side note there.
He's going after this game, I believe.
Is that? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And Bayanda will be in for his moment in the sun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if your attacks get Rashford in from the beginning, I can't have much faith in it. But Tottenham will give Man United chances. There's no two ways about it.
Oh, yeah,
but,
definitely.
This will be a fun one to watch on Sunday afternoon. A win for Tottenham does a lot for them. Man United probably need the points a little bit more desperately. Mm-hmm. But Tottenham, 3 points for them keeps them being right in amongst everything else going on here. The only other Premier League games we've not looked at is Burnley Luton and Everton Chelsea. I'll have a look at Everton Chelsea because I know Everton Aston Villa, beg your pardon. So I know Everton have been in good form. Some people have been stacking them recently. Team's been fairly consistent, I think, every time we've looked at them. And Aston Villa are no different, really. A lot of stacks here. But the Everton team there, L5s, L15s are starting to pick up. And
yeah, it's not a terrible game, is it? But Villa are fucking formidable, aren't they? You just can't escape them right now.
No.
Yeah, this will be tough for Everton. I think this will be a really tight game, to be honest, goal-wise.
Yeah.
I see it being like a 1-1, 2-1, maybe a 1-0 to Villa. I struggle to see how Villa don't get something from this game, personally.
Away from home so far this season, Villa, 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, average goals scored, etc. Everton at home, not really that great. 3 wins out of 10, scoring 11 in 10 games, conceding 12. It's like 1-1 every game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great, but obviously since Dyson sort of gotten back playing his style of football and whatever, and it's obviously worked to a degree, but I think they've plateaued a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way. The Aston Villa have got places for places. They've got a really strong bench as well. They can really go for the full 90 minutes. I personally would be very surprised to see Cash and Moreno start, to be honest with you. I think this is a game where Konsa plays right back with Carlos. I think maybe it's Moreno, maybe it's Dina. But I don't think this is a game he plays Cash and Moreno in fullback, personally.
I'd be surprised if Konsa doesn't play at all.
Unless it's Pau Torres shifted over this way, and then Matty Cash is right back. You know what I mean? I don't see it. I don't see them both playing. I think that's too attacking away from home for Unai Emery, especially if Diaby and Bailey are both starting as well. That just feels too forward.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I get that.
Personally, what do I know?
Well, but you're kind of right. I mean, Cash is at 60, and nothing's a certainty there really, apart from Douglas Luiz and Watkins and McGinn. So, I think we'll see Konsa. Konsa seems to play every game. So it'd be interesting to see how that actually. Carlos only plays if Torres plays. Interesting. Yeah.
Torres on the left, Konsa on the right, Carlos in the middle, and it's like a back four. They'll put a wee full back on one side and move them around or whatever. Sometimes as well, they've done it where they've made it like out the full back 4, and Cash has played right mid. Done that as well.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But that's with like 3 centre backs behind him. That's not with him being on a back 4 as such, with a Moreno or a Dina. So, Aston Villa could be on for a good one. And Burnley Luton, we'll have a wee peek at this. Lyle Forster is on 50% to start with Jay Rodriguez. I was listening to the double-double this morning. I think that came out with Laird. And they're talking about how this boy's not going to go play for South Africa or something. So he's not going away. He's playing. This is a 6-pointer for Burnley, isn't it? This is the game. When they mark a fixture list out, they go, right, Luton at home. Right? This is 3 points for us, surely, Vincent. Big questions, big pressure. And if they can get 3 points here, by the way, it gives them a glimmer.
It does, doesn't it? It gives them something to cling on to visually. Because if Luton end up getting a win here, Jesus, it looks real bad for Vinny, doesn't it?
Yeah. You have to be able to beat Luton at home if you're Burnley.
They really, really do. But Luton, man, honestly, they're sneaky. They're really sneaky. Got some good players. Townsend, Barkley's having like England call-up shouts and stuff. Like. It's mental. Like, it is nuts. I've always rated Barkley, to be honest, but it's just nice to see him actually playing football consistently in the Prem. Man, this is a big game. Really big.
Is there any difference in the records? Burnley at home, they've got 1 win, 9 losses. Luton away, 2 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. Interesting.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
So let's have a look at the Spanish Super Cup as well. So we do have some El Clasico. That is Sunday night. So we have Barcelona. That's in Saudi Arabia, so no one's at home. But this is the Real Madrid team. Vinny and Rodrigo up front with Bellingham in support. The midfield of Cruz, Tchouameni and Valverde is expected to play. And the back 4, Mendy, Nacho, Rudiger, Carvajal, Lunin most likely to play. I think for the foreseeable future now, it feels like Lunin is in really strong Real Madrid team. And the Barca boys, Harry boy, you can tell us about these.
Yeah, I mean, Pedri didn't start last night, so there's a couple of differences, I think. Felix didn't start either. He came off the bench, got an assist, I believe. Neither did Sergio Roberto. So, they've obviously, Madrid went to 120 minutes. So, a lot of those players are like Modric, for example, even though he didn't go 120, he's being rested. And there's a few sort of variations. It's still, Real Madrid is literally the same team, bar Cruz, to be fair. And Barca's maybe, 3 players different. So it should be interesting. It's hard to, obviously, neutral ground. And it might be one of those like boring El Clasicos, if we're being honest, right? Not in their country. And it might just be one of those, just pass the ball around, lads, for 90 minutes and no one get hurt. And do you know what I mean? I know it's a cup final or whatever, and there's obviously something on it, and it might get feisty at times, but I don't know. I don't really see it being that sort of fruitful, to be honest, SO5 wise.
I think that's definitely the sort of message they probably have internally when they go to this tournament. But it's like Harry at a football game. As soon as you turn up for it,
it's hard. Yeah.
All bets are off. You're playing.
100%. You're pro footballers. Like, you do this for a living. You play football and you compete and you win and whatever for a living. So yeah, don't get me wrong. It's easier said than done. But like, the fact that it's not in the home, I don't know. It just feels a little bit fake, if that makes sense.
Just looking at some of the other AFCON games that might have some prominent cards in it. So this is the Ghana expected team against Cape Verde. And Aki Williams up front, Kudus in attacking mid. This is a great team looking as well, isn't it?
Your favourite winger, Jordan Ayew?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call him my favourite, but sure. Cape Verde, I've got Bebe up front as well, which is cool. We'll see him again. Jaimiro Montero, MLS.
Wow, MLS. Yeah.
Yeah. Wee bit of that.
Logan Costa for Toulouse or Toolhouse.
Right.
As they're now formerly known. Yeah.
Algeria.
I tell you who plays for Cape Verde. Duke plays. Our boy Aberdeen's Duke. Yeah, I don't think he'll start. I don't even know if he's in the squad, to be honest. But I know he plays for them. So
fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say the next one here, Algeria, is one that I thought might have a sneaky chance in it. This one, Mahrez, I think, is wildly underrated. He loves playing national team football, and Algeria are really good. Like,
they're really good, mate.
They're a really good team.
Yeah, really, really, really good team. Benacer, Bentaleb, Shaibi, Bentabini, Mahrez, Slimani. It's a fucking good team, man. Good team. This team will go close in this competition. I'd be very shocked if they don't.
I would agree with that. Look, Bentabini, 8 Nuri, and Natal in defence. You know what I mean? That's just, go forth and attack, isn't it?
Bentabini isn't even a centre back, so obviously him playing there allows out Nuri to go up and do what he needs to do. Duke didn't go. Interesting. Okay.
No Duke.
Okay.
Wasn't probably going to play, but yeah, Algeria definitely one I thought we would throw up here. I seen Charlie Dunbar mention Mauritius earlier on, so no predicted lineups, but apparently somebody's got a card for playing for Mauritius
no way.
Mauritania, or I don't know how you say that one. They're playing Burkina Faso. They've got Tapsoba in the team, Issa Kabore, Herve Coffey, Bertrand Traore, a few SO5 legends in the Burkina team.
Yeah, Otara as well from Bournemouth.
Yep, bit of the Prem.
Yeah, decent team that is.
Cameroon, we've got next Toko Ekambi, Abubakar, and Clinton and G. That's a front three. Olivier and Sham in midfield with Zambo. That'll be fun.
Yeah, he's one of your old favourites on the platform. Tolo at left back, Castillo. Some good players, man. Some real good players.
Senegal was mentioned as stacked, but no, we've looked at Senegal. I thought that.
What about Egypt? Mo Salah.
Egypt. Salah and Mamouche, El Nene. Not really much of a team here, is there?
I randomly, I own that Ahmed Hamdi guy somehow. Don't ask me. No, he's part of, I have a Montreal, like a mini Montreal collection from last season. I paid like £5 for him, and he's up for like 40 quid right now, but nobody's actually like buying him at that. But yeah.
Koita, the challenger god, plays for Mauritania.
Yeah. Good point.
I think that's maybe, have we looked at all the primary African teams here now? I think we have. That's cool.
So, yeah.
Asia Cup isn't here yet, is it? I've not seen that at all, fixture-wise, so I doubt it. Japan are probably playing like an Ireland or something and going to spank them 10-0 in the first game. But yeah, really interesting. Harry boy, I've got some deadline madness to do, but before we get to that, do you want to show us what teams you're going to be rocking out this weekend?
Yeah, for sure, mate. I left it pretty late, to be honest, as far as what I had going on. I kind of knew my one team for a while, which was my under-23 Rare Plus, which has kind of been decided for a little while. I was waiting on the Real Madrid situation, whether or not they were going to win that game. Obviously, they did. So I have those utility, that utility, this weekend, which I could play, but I think the Girona fixture is a little bit tastier for me. And then I'm going to go with Morata as my extra player. That might be the one that kind of lets me down somehow. Even though the fixture's good and whatever, it could backfire. But two supers have really good fixtures, so I'm really counting on that as my sort of apex lineup this weekend.
What's the reward pool like?
Let's have a look. What is the reward pool like for under 23 Rare Plus? Probably 55 cards.
3 stars, 4 stars,
4 stars. What's that? 7 or 8 tier 1s. I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty good. I haven't even looked at what we got in here. So we got Jude, Haaland, obviously. Most of the usual boys. James Trafford's up there quite high. Lewis Palmer. Wow, that's mad.
Yeah.
These are like the stars that shouldn't be stars, maybe.
Yep. Right. Well, yeah.
Doku, like, also Palmer's worth more than Doku, is he? I don't know. I assume he is, just probably because of the minting situation, isn't it?
I think so.
But like, surely you'd want to win a Doku over a Palmer. I don't know. But
Especially with being a weekend.
Yeah, big time. And then this is the under 23 rare, which is quite strong, barring maybe the Costa. Porto play Braga, which is obviously a tough game. 240s, relatively fun. I won this Jocelyn Jana from Bastia as a tier 2 last weekend, maybe. And he has some really good scores. So I'm hoping he can. They have a tough game against Angers, to be fair, but they play at home. So I'm hoping he can churn out a bit of AA. We've got Pedri in there, Brennan, Willy Bowley, and then Erdem Kampalat. Couple of Road to Glory teams. 220's fun. Obviously, we got long form again, haven't we? So I did well last time I finished 31st, I think, in the 220s Super Rare. So I'm hoping to kind of replicate that in some capacity. Last time there was tier 4s and tier 5s in that pool. They've now said, scrap that, just tier 3s and above, which is pretty fun. So I am gonna try my luck at this. To be honest, I'm taking a risk on Seydou Bassise playing. He's at AFCON. I think he plays against Senegal, or he's playing for one of the Guineas, I think. So sure. I don't know if he actually starts. He's in and out of that side, but I don't really have an alternative. All-Star Rare Plus is definitely a throwaway lineup. Maatsen plays away to Feyenoord. The rest of the players will definitely play and whatever, but a couple of away fixtures and some odds and ends. And then a kickoff team that doesn't have a goalkeeper, because I have right now I have more Super goalkeepers starting positions than rares, but none of them play this weekend. So I'm a bit gutted in that sense, because I can't really utilize my supers this weekend as much as I'd want to. But yeah, that's probably me, mate. To be fair, not like I said, it's under 23 rare plus, and then it's 240 and 220 is basically what I'm really excited about. They're the sort of 4 lineups I'm really rooting for. How many? You said you had more than you expected. I'm gonna let me have a guess. How many you got? I'm gonna guess. Well, you haven't got Scotland. I know you've got a bit of La Liga. You'll have a bit of Serie A goalkeeper wise. I'm gonna say you've got 8 teams somehow.
No.
Is it?
No. Unfortunately, as far as La Liga goes, Atletico Madrid and Getafe don't have a game. So
fair enough. Yeah, sorry about that.
Goalkeeper wise, that's a wee bit weird. That's just why I thought, I'm probably screwed. But Super Rare wise, I've got 2 goalkeepers because I've not been on that much in the last since the year turned because I've been ill and stuff. But I won a Mandanda who plays in France.
You did win a Mandanda, yeah.
So I've got 2 super keepers. So I'm going to play. I think I'm going to play 240, and then I'm toying between All-Star or Champion because Champion's open. It's a bit of a thinner field. I'm not too sure if I've got All-Star potential in my team, if that makes sense. So that's the real kind of wrestle. And All-Star, I suppose the price pot at the top, if you get that high, is pretty good. But I like to look more mid-range. Like, what if I just came into, like the top 30 or so? A tier 3 is maybe something we could hope for. And that's how we look at Champion. Because this is the wee, you guys can let me know what you would try, right? So in Champion, there is only actually 22 cards. So there'll be less teams entered, of course. The money is significantly different, I would say. And to get the same prize, you need to get into the top 10. Mm-hmm. So do we look at head counts? I don't really look at head counts, but I'll have a wee peek. So at the moment, for All-Star, the bigger prize pot, we've got 278 entrants. I'm going to guess about 200 to 150 of them are competitive. And then for champion, and it's just my guess, only 127 entries. And again, I'd probably say maybe about 180, something like that, are probably quite competitive. So ratios maybe not that different. If you were to pick a division, Harry, before you see the players, what would you think?
I think you've got to secure the Threshy, personally.
You'd pick that first?
Potentially, just because Mandanda has a low L15 and he seems to have a good fixture. So does Skorupski in that sense, albeit away.
Well, Mandanda plays Nice.
Well, yeah, but at home, I think he'll outscore that 44. Okay. I do. And then Kuto's got to play at 45.
Yeah, I think so.
You could fit in McGinn here somehow. You might not need to. Go Roca first, maybe. Secure maybe a Roca.
Got Roca, Goretzka on 53 as well. Not too different. Mendes on 47.
Who's the forward first then? Show me the forwards because you're quite stacked at mid.
Oyarzabal, Stuani, or Tino.
Ooh. Well, yeah.
Stuani super sub.
Yeah, so it's basically Oyarzabal. Is Oyarzabal playing?
Yeah.
You'd have to fancy Oyarzabal, wouldn't you? I know Timo's nice and low and he'll start, but
Derby match for Sociedad as well. It's a toughie, isn't it?
Tough game, yeah.
He'll be on penalties, but he'll be on penalties in this game, I think, which is nice.
Who, Oyarzabal?
Yeah.
Yeah, go with Oyarzabal first and then see what it leaves us with. 104. Yeah, you could you go McGinn in the mid position just for now, just so you have the extra free in that sense. 47. Okay. So what does that allow us to do? Is Price back?
Price will be back.
Yeah.
We've not looked at Sociedad actually. That's a derby. Let's have a wee peek at that. So this is I forget the name of it actually. I've seen a few. Sorare have been calling it something, and then when I look at some of the Spanish posts, it's called something kind of slightly different. But a strong Bilbao team. Obviously, we've seen one of the Williams brothers is away to AFCON, and Zaki's on to start. I love a bit of that. And yeah, Braze is on to start. He played before the break or something as well. Came back with a Stuckey on with his broken arm. Just played through it.
That could be the lineup, as in for you.
Bang on 240.
It's a decent team. It actually is really decent.
Let's lock that in, right? Let's just put it there, right? I've not built a 240 team that's looked anything like that, Harry. So that kind of excites me a little bit because that could be really dangerous. But what I do worry, we'll go to Champion Euro because everyone else is only Champion Euro qualified anyway. Skorupski, Tierney's a defender then.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Ivan that came in as my unique mid, which is cool.
You got to play him, haven't you? And then you got to go Timo.
And then I go Timo, I think, don't I?
Yeah, and then Goretzka or Roca. How's Roca still there? I swear we just played him. Oh no, we didn't, did we?
Nah.
No, we didn't. Okay. I
like LG, but it's not.
Surely
been
go
cooking.
LG, don't you?
I think so.
I know he hasn't been cooking, but you'd have to fancy him too, wouldn't you?
Elitcheway to Girona. I don't know. Has to be LG, doesn't it? That's a strong looking team as well, isn't it? Oh, sugar. Wrong button.
If Ivan Martin can really, really pop, then yeah, obviously gives the team legs a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Score wise,
I think it does.
Yeah.
Captain Tierney.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I can get behind Captain Tierney. Tierney loves it in Spain, by the way. Tierney loves it.
Doing well. Scoring very well.
Tierney loves it. So I'm actually quite happy with that, Harry. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think.
Should we? And then have a run at champ.
Yeah, because I was playing Braze in there over Goretzka. I was basically doing Sociedad in this team with Martin and Skorupski.
Yeah.
And then it was like Werner and Goretzka in here, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the 240 is the most balanced team to hit the. Yeah, I'd fancy it. I'd fancy it to go pretty hard that team.
Now I think I've only got one rare keeper.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only got Trubin. So we'll put it in All-Star and we'll see if we can fit a cap or what we're going to do. Right. So we've got Trubin, who'll be playing in goals. Defenders. I'm not too sure about Chanot.
Chanot's 90% on, to be fair, to play, or like 80.
Is he?
Yeah, he was last night anyway. So
still got Frimpong. Benkovic is starting to happen, by the way. Dropped like an 83 midweek with a goal.
Okay.
And he had the same AA the game before, obviously no decisive action. So Benkovic is cheap if we were going to maybe squeeze a cap out of this somehow. Manu Sanchez on 45. I don't think Mukiele's on to start this game, is he? Or maybe he is actually because Hakimi's away.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
Hakimi's away. So let's see PSG. We've not looked at their predicted team yet. Mukiele's on.
Okay.
Mukiele's on. So Mukiele could be fun if we were to try and squeeze this into a cap. L1541. We've seen Angelino's not on to play. I think I've got some good options here between like Quatra's the man, Chenot's the man, Guardiola will play, Frimmers is Frimmers. I've got some options, right? So let's move past this. Midfield, has to be Wirtz somehow, Bernie somehow, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got to fit words in somehow. Definitely.
Yes, it's a non-negotiable. Zaki on a 35. Okay, so let's say Wirtzy boy Defo goes in. And then up top, we've got Savio. That's kind of it.
That's fine.
Do you have an under-23 defender? Manu Sanchez, I think. Guardiola. Maybe play under-23 and try and cut your grass, Harry. Is that what I do?
Could, mate. Go and have a look. Obviously, Trubin, Vert, Savio. And then, Guardiola. Could go Frimmers as well, yeah.
Oh, but I've got not get Bernardo Silva. So I would need Ferran Torres to start. Zaki, I could play Zaki.
You could play go back up. Who have you got? Surely Take Kubo.
He's away with Japan.
It's either Guardiola or Ferran, isn't it, really? But basically Guardiola.
None of them are as good as Bernardo, but
no, but there's obviously way more competition in gas than there is in. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'd take Zachariah because he's on to play.
Okay.
Guardiola could do okay against Newcastle. Huge XP on him.
I think he could have a decent game.
Just want Zaki to happen. Just want him to boss a game. Just get a score a worldie. A derby game like that. The wee man starting this. I've got a wee bit of. I think I want to play him. Let me know what you think. Zachariah. Basically, we go under 23 and we play Frimpong and Zaki.
I think it works.
27 minutes.
I don't mind it.
Captain Wirtz, obviously. Okay. Let's see what the entrants are like again. Sorry, because I think All Star. Because I've got Chenot there. As you say, he's hugely a differential. 4,500 on this one. I really like All Star. How many stars do we get? 5. It's also way tougher, but I think I've got some cards in there that won't be played, like Wirtz and stuff. I don't think they're going to be an All Star. So if they do drop 100s, I can't play champion because Trubin's a challenger card. So the other alternative would be under 23. All-Star or maybe 270. I don't know if I could fit into 270. How many stars are here? Podium. No cash on this one. So let's see. Trubin. And then if we're going cap, we would put Mukiele in at 41. We can then get Wirtz in at 66. We're still going to need to take Savio at 62. That leaves us with 45. So we still don't get Bernardo Silva in. But we could get in Ferran, Moutinho playing Porto. I'll try and avoid that. Zachariah again. So yeah, I don't think 270 is an option. It's All-Star with Bernardo Silva. Or under 23 with Zachariah. So I guess, can I do it? Oh, I'm not on the right system to do the poll. Let me fire that up. How many people we got here? Right, guys, can we do a rapid poll? Zachariah or Bernardo Silva? Let's see what we can get up to. Live. I'm in the wrong button, guys. Apologies. But yeah, we're hurtling towards the deadline. We've got 25 minutes left to go. There we go. We're in the right pad. Here we go. Close that button. Start a poll. Bernie Silva or Zach Attack? Who? What would you do, Harry?
I'd probably do the under 23 one and just go Guardiola.
Really?
Yeah. It's a strong under 23 outfit.
So go Frimpong and Guardiola in defence.
I would do that, yeah. Frimpong and Guardiola. The chat's agreeing.
I think so.
Hmm.
Everyone's saying Guardiola as well over Zaki. Interesting. I know maybe the theory behind this is Newcastle won't score 3. But like what you need to think about was how does Guardiola score 70? How does he score 65 in this game?
Well,
that's what stops me.
Clean sheet, couple of tackles, couple of duels won.
Suppose, yeah. Newcastle will be breaking. Last man tackles capable for somebody like Guardiola.
And you're basically there, aren't you, really?
Okay. And I'd probably captain Words still. Okay, interesting. So I've now got no more rare keepers, Harry, as I mentioned to you, but I do have a limited keeper, and it means I can get my 220 rare action on the go at the very least. So I can play Angus Gunn, who's away to Hull this week, and I've not used Mukiele yet, have I? Good. So I've got Mukiele, who's a 41. Can I play Bernardo in this team? I'm not too sure. But we'll put Zaki in as the 35 mid, and then we've got 92 points left. Who's the cheapest striker I've got? Maxi Gomez on 34.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah, it could work. He's on to play against Valencia. It leaves me with 58. Oh, not quite enough for Bernie. But I could play Chanot with his big XP. I could play Danny P. Away to Las Palmas.
I'd try and get Chanot in there. XP is massive.
So we could sing Chanot in there. Yeah. And I'd probably captain... I'm going to captain Zach because I think that's just what I want to do. It's just what I want. I think he's scoring a worldie. And I want that to count as much as possible. So let's captain him. We fancy it. So yeah, Harry, I was quite surprised because this is the amount of teams I ended up with. And I think I can make all these teams competitive as I kind of want. Obviously, I have a bit of a lack of a crap striker for 220, but like, I was quite chuffed with this.
Decent teams, mate.
Yeah, now I'm tempted to throw in a 4-man into the super rare 220 just in the off chance I get a score that's not bad for the 4th score of the month. If you get me, I've got a DNP rare keeper that can fill a spot. Do I have a defender that will play? Probably not. I don't think Starfelt's on to play this. Let's have a peek and have a look at what's going on in La Liga real quickly with Celta Vigo. They're away to Mallorca. The Mallorca team is on screen now if anyone wants to see it. Pablo Maffeo's in town, which we all love to see. And yeah, no Starfelt. Manu Sanchez is on to play, which is interesting. And otherwise, the rest of the team, who cares? So yeah, no defender, unless he plays through some miracle. And then bits and bobs in midfield and attack. Not that excited about it. But we'll throw it out there, see if it scores some points. And then it's just training lineups for me, Harry boy, as we get into the final 20 minutes to the deadline. I'm assuming it's the same for you as well.
Yeah, I just need to get some... So I'm just messaging about my game later. Yeah, I need to do a couple of training lineups, to be fair.
Harry boy, I mean, you were talking earlier as well. We're planning on getting together tomorrow, 5:30 UK time. There's 3 kickoffs that are all happening at the same time. We've already tried to do some Rivals watch-alongs, but we'll be doing it tomorrow, Saturday, 5:30. We've got 3 amazing games all kicking off at the exact same time. We've got Newcastle at home to Man City. We've got that derby we're talking about in Spain, Athletic Bilbao versus Real Sociedad. And we also have the impending goal fest of Borussia Dortmund away to bottom of the table Darmstadt. There's also been an Italian game, a wee bit kicking off before us, if anyone cares about Verona Empoli. I don't think anyone does. But yeah, so 5:30 tomorrow. If you want to catch me and Harry, we'll be in town for those games. And we'll get some Rivals action on the go. We'll get the invites for the chat. We'll have some fun games and some stuff lined up. So if you're watching the game with me and Harry Boy and anyone else, I'll send some invites out. We'll try and get some more guests, ideally 5 or 6. It's 5:30 on a Saturday. Let's see who's around. Let's just kick the doors open and try and have a bit of a party with it. Is generally the idea with the Rivals content. So if you're into that, obviously make sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you. We're not finished the stream today, but I'm just letting you know we'll be able to catch you again tomorrow if you are around and you are watching any of those games for any of your teams, or you're getting stuck in our rivals in general. Anyway,
yeah, it should be fun tomorrow. Quite excited about that. I've got my
Harry boys get Friday night action.
Yeah, I do. To be fair, Mike, I'm playing away to Llwcoed, which is a very Welsh name. It's in Aberdare, basically.
Very Welsh.
Away game. Yeah. Yeah, should be a good game.
I feel very disappointed I can't get this Bernardo Silva into a team.
I know, you're just short on goalies, aren't you, really?
Yeah. It is under 23 to play.
I think.
What if Bernardo Silva does 100? Guardiola's not going to do 100.
Well, you never know, mate. But I just think that team in All-Star is just nowhere near as competitive as the team you've got in under 23, if that makes sense. Like, you got to think PSV. There's some unbelievable fixtures. Like, I'm not saying your players don't have good fixtures, but like, All-Star's going to be like 500 points, Quinny. Like, I'll be honest with you.
Fair. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you can't get like 400 because you probably, if Bernie goes off, and it's possible. But like, I think your team is just a bit more punchy in under 23. I really do.
I'll go for it this time. I think we've had this discussion before in a game week, and I can't remember how it panned out. If anyone can remember,
I think you were close
last time.
I think you were close in the under. I remember it happening. It was the O'Reilly. Wasn't it O'Reilly involved in it or something? I remember there was something to do with O'Reilly.
There's definitely a wee. Oh, I'll take the Harry road. I'll go down to 23. I don't think it worked out badly, but I think it was. I can't remember what it was, but I'm getting a wee bit of flashback, a wee bit of deja vu.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just me trying to talk myself into a bad decision or something, but yeah. So, guys, let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Throw the last couple of training teams out, Edward. And yeah, Harry boy, there's been a lot of chat. Well, me and you were on stream on Monday. I'm going to try and do another stream on Monday. I'm not too sure what we'll do or what we'll try and do, but I'm trying to get back into doing more just regular Sorare streams again. Also, we've got the member streams that happen all the time. We've got this show that happens all the time, podcasts and whatever. But I don't actually really live stream as much anymore. I think my lineup builders and all that crap's just a wee bit boring. So I always struggle for why am I going live and what we're going to do. So last Monday, I just said I'm going live and sent a bunch of invites. Got some people in. It was me, Harry, Stish, and McBride. It was great fun. And hopefully, again, I can get lucky and people are free and happy to come and hang out on the channel and do some stuff. So any content you see, guys, that you enjoy, always engage with it, because it just helps us know you did like it, you did enjoy it. And if we do more of it, then you will watch it and enjoy it more. And that's the name of the game here, But yeah. Good luck on the evening trip to the Valleys, says Mikey Basson.
Thank you, mate. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. Nah, I am, to be fair. Should be good. But yeah, no, the stream was good, wasn't it? Good little sort of, yeah. What did you think of the little pitch notes? Did you see that? Yeah,
so there's been a lot on this week. I never did any end product. Me and Stish couldn't get lined up. He's now got some sort of bug as well. Yeah, the pitch notes thing. I think I heard it summed up on the double this morning pretty well. That I think Nick said the thing. Everyone said, "Where is the thing?" They've realised the thing's not ready, and they've told us the thing's not ready. I remember, just whenever this stuff always happens now, ever since Liverpool. I remember sitting the day before Liverpool in the hotel. Me and Dan, the community manager of Sorare, were having a wee pint, and I didn't know what was going on. But something was happening, and he couldn't really talk to me. And we're sitting at a table, if you know what I mean. And he's like, "Quinny, I'm sorry, but I'll just do it," and stuff was going down. And I could just tell, I don't know what's going on right now, but it's not to plan. Whatever it was. What day was Liverpool? Like a Tuesday or a Wednesday?
It was a midweek, definitely. Yeah.
Like the day later, after we all got home, they announced the collections game or something like that. And I can't remember what the little hiccup was, but it was something stupid. And then it's like everything needs to get redone, all the posts, all the everything's or whatever. So it might be something quite inane, sometimes it holds these things up, and something like they're just not ready or whatever. So whenever I see this stuff, I'm always like, you just never really know how far away something is, So that's always my kind of first memory that happens whenever these things happen, and I see that kind of reaction that we've had over the last couple of days. And yeah, I think the guys on the double summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, you just don't want them to rush anything, obviously, right? But you don't also want them to tell us that something's coming and then like it not coming at this. Just don't perceive it as like under delivering, because that's what you're kind of doing there. If you're telling us something's coming in the next couple of days, and then it comes in the next couple of weeks, then it's that there is a difference there. People are going to sort of catch you on those words. Unfortunately, being a CEO, that's just how you're in the sort of the public sort of limelight or whatever in this sort of community we have. And yeah, that's the only interesting thing, like Mikey said as well. But I don't know. I just think there's no worries the fact that it is in Feb now, but just don't say it's going to be in Jan. Like that's the only thing I think that people had a bit of an issue with. Let's say.
Yeah. For sure. So that was just kind of me for the pitch note stuff or whatever. Really excited with all the rival stuff that's kicked off as well, and hopefully when we do the stream, a few of you will hang out with us and we'll come and have some fun. And I'm looking forward to doing more Sorare content like that, because that's the stuff I love about Sorare. It's like, I love the market, I love buying cards and picking teams and the deadline and all that stuff, but it's football, you know what I mean? Really, the most excited I get, and I know you know this feeling, Harry, because you've had that a few times, but when you're watching a game, maybe you're watching a card, maybe you're not watching any card, and a guy comes off the bench, or a guy who's just been playing fire for 10 minutes, and you're like, who's this one? What number's he? Oh, is that guy? Pick him up, and guys turn into heroes, and like, that's the most fun I have with Sorare, is like, I see something, I think, oh, with this change, or with more time on the pitch, or whatever, things will turn for this guy, or they'll increase, or they'll benefit, and that's the real kind of kick for me. We were chatting about it on Monday as well, when I was here, and I've been hearing a lot of people. So I was listening to listening to all the podcasts everyone does, and live streams as often as I can. And one of the things I heard on, I can't remember where it was talking about basically all the kind of dissatisfaction that we get sometimes in the community or whatever when things get changed or announced and all the rest of it. And I said it to you guys on Monday, but for me, see every person, see their degree of annoyance, upset, however you want to think of it as. In my mind, I think it's probably very closely correlated to how many cards in your gallery you actually like, or the actual play for a team you like, you support, or you really like the actual player or whatever. I think when you've got a gallery of 100 limited cards and 20 rares and you don't like any of them, you don't watch any of them, then when their price goes down or, blah, 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 it's just way worse for you. Whereas like for me, like quite a lot of the time when I see stuff going down, I'm like, well, I don't care about the price of the Celtic cards because they're not for sale. So I really couldn't, and that's because I love those cards. I don't just like them, So not that you need to love all your cards, but you should have some cards you love, or like, or begin to like, or whatever. So I think that's an understated kind of part of the game as well. Is that the cards are yours. That's one of the main things that's always been in this game for me, is like, you own the cards, you buy them, you own them, you own the game. We play fantasy football this season with cards we've owned for 3-4 years, and I'm just seeing some chat coming in. Sorry, so I'm just seeing.
I was just going to say, Jonathan.
I would say everyone think about that. Once in a while, how many cards do I love? Maybe like, or whatever.
Yeah, and I think going into that as well, I do think not only is that probably true to a degree, I also think like, it all depends on what you've put in, to the degree of like what you can afford to put in. Like, if you put in a lot of money to where that like really affects your day-to-day life, well then things start going, not the way you wanted them to go, then you're gonna be fucking more pissed off, aren't you? Like, that's why there's annoyance a lot of the time. It's because people are, investing amounts of money where they expect returns. You can't expect anything in life, unfortunately. Like, you just can't, can you, Quinny? Like, you've got way more life experience than I do, but from what I've gathered so far in life, you just can't expect a lot of things. You just really can't. Just go in with low expectations. If you've got 500 quid and you want to put this money into this game, see it as gone, if that makes sense, in a weird way. Do you know what I'm saying? As soon as it's gone in and those players are bought, it's gone. And whatever sort of happens at that point, then you've just got to live your life the way you've, are planning on living it. But like, you can't let it sometimes emotionally affect you as much as I think it seems to do. Not everyone can follow the same, sort of advice in that sense, because it's just not going to work for everyone. But like, I do think for the most part we are just in general. I'm guilty of it at times. Everyone is. You just you're emotional over things like this because there's money involved, and that's part of it. It's the psychology that kicks in, and I don't know. It is interesting, but like like what Jonathan says there. Sometimes let's just remember that it is a game. I know there's financial implications in it, but ultimately it is a game. So how much are you willing to put in a game without getting annoyed about it? Like that's what you've got to weigh up, haven't you? Like there's things that you're always going to get annoyed if a player gets red card, like all these things. But that's out of Sorare's control. It's fucking nothing to do with them, unfortunately. It's nothing to do with the amount that you spent on that card. What he does on that field is a completely different annoyance, and I think that annoyance is fine. Player gets injured, player gets subbed. Like you can get annoyed at those things, and like that's fine. But like when you're getting annoyed at things that like are out of the player's control and sometimes your control, I think it gets a bit dicey at times.
Yeah. So that's just something I thought I'd say again. So we get a bit of a bigger audience in the deadline show than we did on Monday night. I was going to say something else as well. Oh yeah, we've got a comment up on screen, guys. We're under 40 likes. Come on, guys. Well, I thought you wanted good luck this weekend. I thought you were wanting to go into the sunset and know that the RNG was in your favour. There's over 100 Sorare scouts and managers across all platforms watching this. So if you are on YouTube, please do drop the like button. And I've been watching the poll. The poll is, Harry, up until a minute ago, I was about to tell you that the poll was telling me to pick Bernardo Silva now.
Interesting.
But it swung back around to Zach Attack, which is under 23, basically, and where we're at. So, and again, let's just catch up with some comments, some interaction before we've been chatting about. Yeah. No one expects that. I'm with you all the way, buddy, on that. I think as well, but in terms of the volatility of the market, in terms of like you've bought something for 5 and today it's worth 250 or whatever the thing is as well. So few cards are bought like cards, if you know what I mean. So like just you were kind of referencing there, Harry. Like I remember starting playing at Sorare, and I didn't start this game with any sort of mass amount of money or anything like that. Far from it. But the way I raised a lot of my money to buy ETH when I first started playing this game, as some regular viewers of the channel will know, I've got a huge, you've seen it, Harry, I've got a huge toy collection. And I'd been building that for about 4 or 5 years. And see, whenever I'd buy something for that, I would know like 2 months in advance, like when it was coming out. I'd buy 3 copies of it, keep 2 in the box and do all that stuff, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I sold a lot of that stuff to buy cards. But I would buy cards the same way I would buy that stuff, where it's like, I'm spending 80 quid on a bit of plastic. I'm not expecting it. And also I have sold them and I still do sell them. I've always got eBay listings for stuff because I buy multiples, or I did used to buy lots of multiples anyway. But like, in that, even in that space where it's like a collector thing and you're keeping it MIB, you're spending 80 quid on a bit of plastic. And that's what you have to have first and foremost in your head. It's just a bit of plastic in a box, really. It's not going to cook your dinner for you. It's not a car. It's not going to pay your bill or something like that. It's a bit of plastic. And I say subsequently, I've always thought about that when buying cards, if you know what I mean. So not that it is an excuse or a detractor from that comment there, like buying something for 5 and it turns into 250. But again, if I buy a bit of plastic for 80, I'm expecting it to be 0 as soon as I've bought it, especially if I take it out of the box. I'm expecting it to be 0. There's not everything has a resale value. These things obviously do. And a lot of things in this kind of context generally do. But I think if you're buying 500 quid worth of Sorare cards, like how much time did you take to spend that £500? Because if I was going to spend £500 on toys back in the day when that was my main kind of hobby, like I spent my extra income on, like I'd spend £500 over the year and maybe be like 60 quid one month, maybe £200 the next month, depending on when things come in and whatever. But with Sorare, especially because as a game, you need a team, you need a club, you need to assemble people. So we've always got the stopwatch on, and you get these guys in as soon as possible, and you're just never going to optimize anything when you're against the clock. So, like, it doesn't excuse anything, of course, but like some guys, if you buy a guy when his L15's 85, he's going to go down in price. Like, it's just a fact. And then there's not many of those guys. I'm using quite an extreme example, but yeah, that's something that comes to mind as we're talking.
Yeah, man. It's everything goes in waves as well. Like we've seen crypto waves and bull market, and it all takes time.
I get you, Rob. I get you.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Rob, for sure, mate. But yeah, everything seems to go in waves, and you've just sometimes got to ride out the negative waves to get a positive one, but it takes fucking time, and there's no deadlines on these things. There's no numbers, there's no numerical number. You can go, okay, in 109 days, the tide's gonna turn. Like, the tide just turns. Like, I thought it was amazing. Like, and we've all been guilty, but we've obviously played into this. But as like content creators and stuff, everyone's talked about the threshold right over the last week. As soon as Rivals came out yesterday, by the way, the whole community, it felt like rejoiced, and everyone was just buzzing. Everyone forgot about the even thresholds existed. Like, and it was just crazy how it's just in theory we're all so fickle. Really, we can concentrate on the negative so much, and because that's there's no football on, and that's all we think about is the threshold's going to go, or is it getting redistributed, whatever. And it's great, like talking points, it makes sense, but that can cause a negative uptake in what everyone's talking about. And then as soon as Rivals come out, like, it feels like everyone's just buzzing again. I'm seeing people buy like Manuel Neuer limiteds to play Rivals, and I'm just like when Moon, literally.
Yeah.
It is mad how it can, but what I'm trying to get at is, like, it can literally turn on a day, like it literally turns on, and that's one of the things that does actually bug me about Sorare, in the sense that, like, think we're always sort of bowing down to the higher up, in that sense of like an announcement or a change. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, in other markets, I mean, I guess in most markets, like stocks and stuff, it's similar, but it's still very different, isn't it? Because you're looking at like financials, and things can change that way. So there's variables everywhere, but it is just funny how we have to, like, we're all having to, like, work off someone else's decision in theory, not just our own. It's hard enough buying your own card, like people are saying. You buy a card, it might go down 10%, and that's hard enough to fence off. Never mind when you've got like the actual company itself changing decisions and stuff. So it's hard. Like, it's just not easy. But what in life is easy at the end of the day?
Just to answer Sven real quickly, the deadline is for every individual match at kickoff. So you can wait till the team's out. You can set your team 1 second before the whistle, in theory, if you dare play that game. But that's what the deadline is for every individual match. I was going to come back to you on what you said there, Harry, as well. Sorry, but that kind of threw me for a moment. Sorry. It's going to bug me. I'm just terribly sorry. What was the main kind of thing you were saying there?
Like,
sorry.
how we have to, like, react to what Sorare change all the time. Maybe was that anything to do with that, like announcements and Rivals and tides changing? Maybe I just talked a load of bollocks.
No, not at all, mate. But I say that comment kind of, I've only got 1 or 2 years these days, so it totally knocked me off my stride a little bit, just trying to get back to that. But no, I'm pretty excited for everything. Everything can change over in a day. I'm just trying to think of everything that we were just talking about. Everything can kind of flip in it. Oh, that's in terms of like the speculation part of it as well. Again, if I can use the loose example that I've used in earlier examples in this stream, but again, like if you look at collectibles in the real sense, like actual toys or whatever, you might see all the things that are going to get released this year, right? You can think of anything you like or anything you think's popular, like Star Wars or anything. I don't know, whatever you're into. You've got no idea what is actually going to be the one that people spend the big money on when it runs discontinued. That's the game you're playing, basically, as you wait for the toy to like discontinue. And then what's the one that people either never bought, which was really crap, and they didn't, like the crap one in the line that no one picked up at the time, and then it's impossible to get later on, or the one that's like an absolute superstar of everyone wanted it, no one could get it, and you've got 3 of them, kind of thing. You can guess, you can get pretty good at like, oh yeah, I know that community well, and they love this guy or they love that kind of thing, but you'll never nail it every time. And it's the same with Sorare cards. Like the amount of cards I've bought where I think, oh, this guy, see, as soon as he gets into the team, boom. And maybe he does boom, but maybe the market don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
literally.
So there's so much like that is completely. That's kind of where I was. You're talking about the players' control and stuff like that, I think perhaps, but like so much of it is out of your control. You don't decide what people think is popular. You don't decide who people think is the next big thing. Or so there's people in Sorare that are crap at SO5 but still worth a lot of money because they think they're cool guys or they're great players in the making or they play for a cool team or whatever. No one decides that stuff other than the market. All of us combined, if you get me. And you'll drive yourself mental trying to change that.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And yeah, you can use all your pro cards. It doesn't and rivals. It doesn't influence rivals in any way itself. And Harry, we're there at 3 o'clock. The deadline is kicked
We're locked
in.
in.
Do we have a wee forward look into the midweek again? We did that one time, and I thought, oh, should we try that again?
I don't think there's much on at all, is there? I think this is the really 4-4-2, isn't it? Oh no, it's 4-4-3. This upcoming midweek. I'm pretty sure there's like literally nothing, isn't it? Yeah.
Sporting Lisbon, Juventus, Lyon versus Tigres, AFCON. Yeah, nothing. It's fair enough. Harry Mon, good luck this game week to you, buddy.
Yeah, all the best, mate. Excited to see how you went for the under 23 in the end, didn't you? Yeah.
I didn't change it. Yeah, I tried to just stay away from it. I just tried to stay away from it.
Forget about it. Yeah, let me just forget about it. No, massive good luck, mate. Obviously, big game week. Obviously, I'll catch you tomorrow as well.
Good luck with the game tonight.
Thank you for the rival stream tomorrow. I will. I'll be around for that 100%. And yeah, mate. Yeah, it should be a good weekend. All the best, lads, in the chat as well.
Yeah, good luck, everyone. And we'll see you Saturday or Monday or Wednesday or something in between. And yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.
See you.